Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission: to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Here's the story of a lovely lady who was bringing up 3 very lovely girls. All of them had hair of gold, like their mother, the youngest one in curls. It's the story of a man named Brady who was busy with 3 boys of his own. They were 4 men living all together, yet they were all alone. Till the one day when the lady met this fellow, and they knew that it was much more than a hunch, that this group must somehow form a family. That's the way we all became the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch, the Brady Bunch. That's the way we became the Brady Bunch.
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones, they're the modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock, they're a page right out of history. Let's ride with the family down the street, through the courtesy of Fred to Pete. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba tea time, a dabba do time, we'll have a gay old time. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Island.
Tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!
Yes, sir. My name is Gary.
I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has meaning. Heyo. I'm a human being. Damn it. And my life has value. I swear it. I really, really, really mean it. Hey, come on, everybody. Looks like we're live again. Should we just always be live? Maybe the new broadcasting method is just do 24/7. Everybody will just stream themselves. We'll all stream ourselves all the time. And then people could just choose to like drop in on people's lives. Maybe that's what we'll turn the Z channel into. I'll hook everybody up, all my listeners, with like a GoPro, set them up with audio, and then like that'll be our entertainment. Like right now, if I just wanted to drop into Three Fingers' life, I could just press a button. We could all do it at any time. And we would see Three Fingers. We'd watch him like brushing his teeth in the morning, drinking his coffee. Whatever else you do, Three Fingers. I could only imagine. The same thing with Nuba. I don't know what you guys do in Australia, but I'm interested in it. I don't even know what Australians eat. Somebody told me they eat something called Vegemite. I have no clue what that is. It doesn't sound very appetizing. Like a Vegemite was like the most delicious food ever. I probably still wouldn't even try it just because of the name Vegemite. Maybe Nuba will let us know what the fuck Vegemite is. I'm not sure. I've never seen it once here in the Americas. Not even once. I don't know if it's here, like under a different brand name, or if it's just something that I already know of, but it's just called Vegemite in Australia. I'm not sure. But that would be cool if we could just drop in on people. Like we can see Bane Bear. He'd be in the shower. That's what he does when I start my show. He's in the shower. So weird. We could see Cadence. I'd like to see Cadence in the shower. Just saying. Yeah, that'll be the new thing. We'll just all be stars of social media. Isn't that what it's all about? Why not? So strange. So weird. So weird. I'm trying to get my voice going. We did a 12-hour stream, everybody, yesterday. Don't expect that. That's not the norm. We just did it just because. Just because of reasons. I don't have to explain the reasons. You don't need to know the reasons. Just reasons. In reality, we don't really know what motivates our behavior. Seems like most behavior is motivated unconsciously, somewhere below the surface. We're not usually aware of the reasons behind our actions. Very likely, what we do, what we say, and what we think is based on our beliefs. Which means it may indeed be our beliefs that shape our reality. Talked about this a bunch lately. We don't really experience the world as such. We have perceptions of the world around us, but those perceptions are based on our senses, and our senses are nothing more than neurochemical electrical signals that our higher cortex interprets, basically encoded signals that we interpret as our senses. So we perceive the world around us. We're not experiencing it as such. Evidenced by multiple things. Things like the fact that sound exists beyond the spectrum of hearing. Lower pitch, too low to hear. And higher pitch. It means that there's acoustic energy that exists around you that you're not perceiving. It's the same thing with your vision. We only perceive a very narrow bandwidth along the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, we call it vision, we call it light, but it's really, again, our perception of an electromagnetic energy that has been encoded into a neurochemical signal, again, that we interpret as our vision. And again, that vision is just a very narrow bandwidth along the entire spectrum of electromagnetic energy. You do not experience the world around you, you perceive it through your senses. The perception is colored by your beliefs. Thus, this entire reality may be based on your beliefs. Begs the question, what do you believe? And where did those beliefs come from? Did those beliefs come through your experience, your observation? Were those beliefs learned? Or were they educated, conditioned, propagandized? Under this line of thinking, your thoughts may not be your own, and very likely they're not. Which means your thoughts are not you. You and your thoughts are separate, distinct. If one can learn to observe your thoughts, if one can be a passive observer of each and individual thought that one might have, and remember that you are not your thoughts, we may indeed be able to break beyond the perceptions, beyond the beliefs, and achieve some sense of reality. Okay. Is anybody here? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. Any Doors fans out there? Mr. Jim Morrison? I stole that from you. I stole that from you, Mr. Jim Morrison. The Lizard King, Mr. Mojo Rising. What a weird guy, Jim Morrison. A lot of mystique around you, sir. Jim Morrison, were you a CIA operative? Were you some kind of controlled opposition? Hey, Jim Morrison, they say Z's controlled opposition. But were you controlled opposition, Mr. Morrison? Or were you just like, kind of like a poetic guy who had like a pretty good baritone voice? Let's swim to the moon, let's fly through the sky. Much love, Jim Morrison. Yeah. All right. Was that monologue sufficient? We always start the show off with a monologue. It's kind of like what I do. Maybe we should start the show for real, or I could just keep monologuing. Gives people time to come rolling on in. I will say that yesterday's show was way too long, and I apologize to some of my faithful listeners. I know, I get it, guys. Like a lot of people, they'll come through, they'll check it on Z, see what he's talking about. Maybe they get a laugh, maybe they get offended, maybe they learn something. But some of you guys listen to Z pretty much from the beginning to the end. People were telling me their phone was dying, the battery was dying. Heidi had to be brought oxygen multiple times yesterday. She needed to be tended to. So my apologies go out to my listeners who had to suffer that great inconvenience. Let's not do a 12-hour show today, or really ever again. I'm not particularly interested in broadcasting in the afternoon or the evening. I like the morning broadcast for me, myself, and I. However, you may see me do some occasional evening broadcast if I take it to the streets. That's right, Nuba, you'll be happy to hear, and there's other people. I'll be happy to hear that I plan on taking it to the streets. I even have some of the equipment. I have a microphone. I've had the microphone. That's one of the Best Buy. I got it at Best Buy. It's pretty cool. It's Bluetooth, and there's like a little mini soundboard that kind of straps onto the back of your smartphone. There's 2 channels. I have an old JBL 2 boombox speaker. And we're taking it to the streets, everybody. We're going to go talk to the people. I don't know when, but I'll do it eventually. And that'll be fun. That'll be a good one. You'll get to see your old pal Z out there chopping it up with the public. Hell, 'cause why not? One of the reasons is I don't know how long they're going to let us stay on these platforms based off some of the topics that we cover around here. Who knows when they're going to drop the shoe on all of us? So why not take it to the streets? Because the last I checked, they really can't stop you from talking. Not here in the U.S., apparently. We have this thing called the Constitution, and then there's a thing called the First Amendment. Now, I don't really put much stock into that old parchment. Seems to me like it was just written, signed by a bunch of elite weirdos that kind of were into some strange things. But either way, it seems like all the people around me, well, they put a lot of value into that thing we call the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And in there, it kind of says I can just pretty much say whatever I want. I mean, here they tell me I can't because it's YouTube. It's a private company. I mean, it may be publicly traded, but it really exists in a private domain. And apparently there's community guidelines that somebody could just, I don't know, make up. But apparently, the U.S. government and its authorities and its agents can't really stop me from saying whatever the hell I want. So apparently, that still exists. No, your buddy Z is going to put it to the test. And we'll get to meet some fun people along the way. Some nice policy enforcers. And just the general public. It'll be fun. Who's with me? That's right. Zeke and Flat Earth smack some peeps on the streets. But Mr. Snafu, I'll keep it to a metaphorical flat smack. Like some of our friends here at the show that we don't need to mention, who've taken the concept of flat smack a little too far. We're just going to do it verbally. Three Fingers says about time. Hey, Three Fingers, maybe I'll come down to good old South Carolina. We'll do some flat smacking down there. Cadence, you down if I flat smack you? Right across the bum? Come on, ladies. All right. Oh, I'm just getting silly. This is the part where I get silly. All right. Yeah, Moose says, LOL. Dave be smacking those kids. Oh. All right, everybody. Let's prep for the show. Get the show on the road. A mackerel. Is our friend B Warrior here? Where's B Warrior? He showed up to the show yesterday for like a minute, and I didn't get to let him up. Let's have to worry about Bobby. Is this me am I love bombing you guys? Am I love bombing my audience right now? Yeah. I'm gonna love bomb you, B Warrior. Hopefully you're well. All right. Cough, cough. I'm going to start the show. I think I'm good. I think the instant coffee kicked in. But hey, good news to all my listeners. I switched from sugar to honey in my coffee. So we're moving in the right direction. Apparently sugar's not good for you. I'm going to hesitate from giving medical advice. But apparently sugar's not good for you. But apparently cigarettes are. I don't know. That's what my listeners tell me. You guys know I'm fascinated with that new thing. And I do want to pick up vaping. The funny thing is I vaped for 6 months out of my entire pretty much 45 years on Earth. And I still think about it. I'm like, oh, I liked when I did that. I may be the only 45-year-old to pick up smoking. I don't know, you guys tell me it's healthy. Weird. Makes me wonder about some of you guys. Who knows? But there's a weird thing about smoking. I've talked about this before. It's every really good prominent singer you could ever think of, they all smoked cigarettes. And it begs the question, is cigarette smoking the key to having a golden voice? Let's go down the line. Frank Sinatra smoked. Nat King Cole, who may have one of the greatest voices of all time, he smoked. Whitney Houston. I want you to think about Whitney Houston and the majesty and power of her golden voice. She smoked like a chimney. Even that Adele. Adele may even have a better voice than Whitney Houston. Not really, but close. Fucking smokes. All these people. Patrick from OTW News, he pretty much chain smokes. And you heard that flat earth rap that he did. The guy's got a voice on him. Why don't I have Pat's flat earth rap queued up in my clips? Why don't I have that? I'm delinquent. That's me being delinquent as a broadcaster. Because right then I just should have hit the Patrick flat earth rap. All right, let's get this show on the road, literally. Hey, it's Kate. It's cool when you have your own show. You could say things like, "Let's get the show on the road." Well, I guess it's not literally because there's no road. Oh, scratch that. I need to put my camera on. Some people like, Z, we don't just want to see a Z with a bunch of, like a bouncing Z. We want to see you. All right, fine. God. P.S. I've been experimenting or thinking about getting a new background, not just the generic black nothingness that's behind me. But if you guys remember my old streams, I used to have an actual background, which was just a bunch of LED lights that I got at Walmart and some images that I printed out on my printer. And even then, people were like, "Oh, he's in a professional studio. He's a psyop." Hey, you can't win, guys. You can't win. Either way. All right, let's get going. Howdy, everybody. Hola. There it is. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising and Grand Approach. Welcome back to Z Show, my show. That Z, that's me. It's short for Zetetic Warrior. It's a real word in the dictionary. Zetetic, it means to proceed by inquiry. It means to ask questions, and that's what I do here. I just ask questions. I ask questions about the cosmology. I say, could we really be spinning really fast on a globe as we orbit a burning fusion gas ball that apparently exists in a near perfect vacuum of space? When they tell me, oh geez, that the sky's not moving, we're actually moving. And I ask the question, could that be true? Because if we were moving, wouldn't I feel it? I don't know, I'm a pesky guy like that. It kind of seems like people want to shut me the fuck up because I ask a bunch of questions. But I'll continue to ask questions for your guys' sake and for my sake and for future generations' sake. Hey, because why not? Let's give it a shot. Can we save humanity? I don't know. We could at least try. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who's here coming at ya. See, the key is in broadcasting, guys. You got to hit the mark. It's all about hitting the mark. You taking notes out there, people? You taking notes? Who's here? Three Fingers. We already talked about you, Three Fingers. Much love. Much love, Nuba. Again, good to see you. D'Angelo in the house. Bane Bear. Letting us know that he's in the shower. Much love, Bane Bear. Glyph, buongiorno, good sir. There's Cadence. Much love, much love. Open your eyes, connect dots in the house. Ruled by Saturn. Are you really ruled by Saturn? Ruled by Saturn? Are we all ruled by Saturn? Apparently, we're in Saturn. Every 20 years, it switched from Saturn to Jupiter. You can be seen in the Great Conjunction. That happens every 20 years. Hey, guys, I didn't write the story of astrology. It just is. The sky just is, guys. There's certain natural phenomena. The days come and go. The seasons come and go, guys. Get with it, everybody. You're part of a great system. It cycles within cycles, wheels within wheels. Guys, learn to go with the flow. There's ebbs and flows in life. Things aren't just constant. Things come, things go. We need to breathe in, breathe out. Do I need to play the Talcott clip again where he reminds us to breathe in and breathe out? Joe Moore. Good morning. Sri Hari Hari says, morning, Z-Dog. Morning back to you, Hari Hari. Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna. Arpool says 12 more hours. No, Arpool. No, I'm not doing that. Truth Hurts TV coming at you. Much love, much love. Who else is here? There's my StreamYard resets. There it goes. Big Stank in the house. Ryan Johnson, much love. There's the Bear Jew coming at us from sunny Florida. You're going to see Z spending some more time in Florida as time goes on. Not this time of year. Major Facepalm. Greetings to you. Some of these comments funny. Rose 777 in the house. Much love, Rose 777. Who else? Heidi just says, lover boy. Somewhere in time. Good to see you. Somewhere in time in the house. Benton coming out. I was on Benton's show yesterday. It kind of went sideways. It's good to see you, Mr. Benton. Moose the producer. She said, I'm hearing Z has morning wood for cadence. Now, everybody. Let's all keep it above the belt. The Rebuttal Bar. That's our friend, Mr. London Man. Go check him out at the Rebuttal Bar. He's on a 1-week hiatus from YouTube. Not by his own choosing. Moose, the producer, says, dude, Christy Lee Dolls broke down at Talcott's and said she'll never be back, Z. My heart's broken. It's broken. I don't know. I didn't see it. Moose, did Christy Lee Dolls make an appearance? Or was it just in the chat? Maybe you'll tell us more about it, Moose. I'm intrigued. Arpo says, Christy came out of the culted closet. They always do. Z triggers the cultiness in everybody. Hey, guys. Cults are not good for you. Look out. Tony Drake says, good day. Good day to you, too, sir. Good day to you. Dominic Tersini in the house. Much love. I've seen you around, Dominic. Well, thank you, Mr. Dominic. I appreciate it. I bet we'll see Christy Lee Dolls again. And if we don't, we'll always remember you fondly, Christy. I mean, I will, certainly. There's not many chicks that got them curves going like you do. Who else? Who else is here? You can be like, oh, is that all Z cares about? Is that all you care about? Is what I look like? What about what I think, my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions? Don't you care about that? Let me really think about that. No. That's the short answer. It's also the long answer. Well, the short answer would be no. The long answer would be like, not really. Who else is here? We already said hi to Baneberry. Yeah. Part of me wants to drop the link now and just have you people come up here and just chop it up. But the show turns into like insanity too quickly when I do that. It's too much. Nuba says, looking forward to it, Z. I've been sticking around, just waiting and praying you hit the streets. Oh, thanks, Nuba. I'll let you know, Nuba. It won't be titled Z Show. I have some working titles for the Z on the Street stuff. But I'm just making myself a sitting duck, really, Nuba, like at this point. So say I go out somewhere. And say I go to Philadelphia and I'm on the streets for 2 hours. Well, that gives any of my, let's just call them detractors, 2 hours to come find me. What am I going to do? Can't live in fear. Somebody's got to fucking do it. Somebody's got to work with it. Bear Jew says, I work with the public. Forget about it. See, Bear Jew is advising me against it, Nuba. And I value Bear Jew's advice. I mean, it doesn't mean I just listen to people outright, but I value the Bear Jew, Uncle Rick. He seems to be pretty experienced, knowledgeable, logical, and he's telling me forget about it. Snafu says, OTW cuckolded big time. I listened to him cry to Mr. Z. I was like, holy. I don't know if he really cried, but 5-Speed is in the house. I had a little conversation with you yesterday, 5-Speed. Maybe some of you here saw it, Mr. Russ Combs. 5-Speed. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk more, 5-Speed. I kind of called you out yesterday. Let's see what happens. Russ. I think it's how do you major face palm. Much love, much love. D'Angelo. Mateo says, what kind of honey? Good question. Just the generic kind. I know what you mean, Mateo. Like, is it local? Is it like raw, etc., etc.? I mean, I could look. You want me to look, Mateo? We're gonna do this for you, Mateo. It's pure honey, 100% New Jersey. That helps. There you go, Mateo. Do you feel better? That accomplished nothing, and now my hands are sticky. Let me wipe my hands. Joe Moore says, refined sugar is more addictive than cocaine. Seems like it. Seems like it. Heidi says, Z, one day you'll get past the judgments due to science or not. I don't really know what that means, Heidi, but thank you for that. Maybe she means smoking? 5-Speed's active. I know he's active. I know he's active. I'll drop the link for anybody who really wants to come up and talk to Z. If you don't want to come up, I'll just continue with the show as normal. We'll see. We'll see. Snafu says, OTW is a coward. Well, that's your opinion, Snafu. I'm not going to go that far. Like I said, links in the chat for anybody who wants to come up and present themselves. What are you saying from Eric Dubé's channel? Oh, Cadence started watching a Flat Earth documentary. Look at that, Cadence. Now, Cadence, let me ask the hard-hitting question. Are you watching a Flat Earth documentary because you're starting to question the globe, or are you watching it because I said that I'm looking to, kind of hook up with Flat Earth? Are you becoming a Flat Earther for me, Cadence? Or am I just kind of, in my narcissistic imagination, apparently, based on some people's evaluation of yours truly? I mean, like I said, I do think we need more Flat Earth ladies, so climb on board, Cadence. But in all seriousness, good for you. But like I told you before, it's good to watch people, but just, she said, a whole new adventure. I'll tell you what a whole new adventure would be. And this isn't just to you, Cadence, this is everybody. Would be to start to observe your world free of indoctrination as much as possible. Open your eyes, your ears, your senses. Go outside, maybe take off your shoes, maybe sit in the grass Indian style on a beautiful day. Close your eyes and think to yourself, am I really spinning around in a circle faster than the speed of sound? That's right. Do you know right now that you're traveling faster than the speed of sound? Did you know that? And that's just in one direction. there's multiple other like vectors that are like almost incomprehensible. Yeah, look at Z. Yeah, all Z talks about is flat Earth and pussy. Is there anything else? Like your world, and then sex. Joe Moore just keeps writing in Hebrew. I wish I knew what that was, what he says. So I dropped a link in and nobody's coming up, which is kind of good because I really didn't feel like going into the people segment yet. But I have it in there for anybody who really, really feels that they have something to say to me. This one just says Russ is culted up. Which Russ? I mean, I know there's one Russ here. He kind of does seem culted up, doesn't he? Which is weird because he sort of just seems like a kind of older redneck who should know better. But instead he's like culted up in a cult with a fat 34-year-old who thinks he knows what the fuck he's talking about but knows nothing. Hey, Snafu Snaps, welcome to the stream. What's up, Snafu?
What's going on, Mr. Z? Now, you know what? It is my opinion, Snafu Snaps, and many others, that OTW is a coward. I just wanted to correct the record. It wasn't Z's opinion, but that's my opinion. And let me give you a few factual facts real quick. One.
Go ahead.
One, again, he gave the keys to Paul and did the same thing with Ian. The optics you pointed out, blah, blah, blah. He can't self-independent himself, blah, blah. Two, well, I mean, he does anything that anyone says to do, like block, not block. He'll be cool until someone comes in, and then he'll just act up because, he wants to be cool for the other person. Second, Talcott accepted a debate challenge. OTW keeps ignoring it, and da-da-da. But three, let's not forget when he said that he would curl up in a ball and let kids stab him and beat him to death. When we watched that video of those kids. So, OTW, you need to grow a pair. You sounded like a little bitch talking to Z, crying. And yeah, you gave your keys away because what? You're a culted one. And Talcott challenged you to a debate and you're pussing out. That's all I got to say. I'll be back, Mr. Z. Have a good day.
Much love, Snafu. Much love. You said a lot there. And I do remember when OTW proclaimed, because we had presented him, somebody presented him, I think it was you, Snafu, with a scenario. Because when Trinity Dave was having it out with those young street hooligans, with those Clockwork Orange, like, street hooligans, with the ultra-violence, remember that? And OTW said, there's no circumstance in which you should hit a child. And Snafu said, but what if, like, a bunch of, like, children are, like, attacking you? Like a bunch of 12, 13-year-olds are, like, pretty much, like, physically assaulting you. And OTW said, you curl up in a ball and take it. That's why I like Snafu. He has a record. He's keeping a record. The record matters. Apparently Patrick would just allow himself to be assaulted by a group of ne'er-do-wells. Good point. It's an exercise in logic, Snafu. When we talk about logic, we have to present things. Typically a good thing to do when you think of things, let's just say philosophically. When you're engaging in philosophy. What you do is you bring things to the extreme and you use those to make a point. So what Snafu did, he used his philosophical skills to present to Patrick. Well, Patrick, you say there's no circumstance in which you should ever hit a kid. But what if you were being assaulted by a bunch of kids? And then Patrick, instead of being logical, reasonable, and honest, decided he would basically lie because he would rather be right in the moment than logical, which is a window into your mind, OTW, the kind of mind that would allow himself to be taken over by a cult leader who engages in excessive consumption of grilled cheese and cannabis. So much love anyway, guys. We're going to listen to OTW's music. It's not going to be, I mean, because I don't expect to see OTW here in the show much. I mean, he's not like banned from the show, but I don't think we'll really see much of OTW given his new cultish status. So anytime I get a chance to play his music, I want to do so because it's really one of my favorite soundtracks. Yeah. It's a good one. It's a real good one. I have another good soundtrack maybe I'll play here. You guys might remember this one. Where is it? Who remembers this one? Prize to the first person who guesses whose theme this is. Come on. Whose theme song's this? I'll give you a hint. Z talked to him yesterday for about 2 seconds. Remember, guys? Who's gonna get it? Name that theme song. Ruled by Saturn wins the prize. Rob Cleveland. We got to see Rob yesterday. It's a shame because this is another one of my favorite theme songs, which you don't really get to play much anymore. I'd imagine this is like the sound you would hear when Rob Cleveland's like, you know, macking some of them ladies. You know, when he's simping. Don't be simping, Rob. I know you don't have me to talk to, you know. I mean, you have Paul to talk to. I mean, he is the ultra simp, as he claims to be. Everybody else is a beta, as he's objectively one of the biggest simps I've ever fucking seen. So, sorry, Rob. You have bad instruction. Stop simping. Yeah. Hey, you guys got it. A lot of you guys got it. All right, let's put that one to bed. I just wanted to listen to that. It's been a while since I've heard that one. And that's right, that is OPP, everybody. Other people's property. Hey, all you cult members, you kind of seem like you're other people's property at this point. You don't really seem like you're your own selves. You kind of seem like you're being controlled. Weird. Weird people. Weird people. Who else is here? Oh, M. Davis is here. Much love, much love. 5 Speed says, anytime, brother, you have my number. I don't. Hey, you guys said Christy Lee Dolls wouldn't be here, but she's here. Christy Lee Dolls, people were saying all kinds of terrible things about us. They were trying to pull us apart. I'm so glad to see you. Remember, you're my first choice if we're going to space. Just realize that, guys. Look, I know some other ladies out there, this is going to be tough for you to hear. But you just need to know. If and when yours truly, Zetetic Warrior, gets chosen to go up into space to participate in some of those space hotels they're apparently going to put in the moon, I'm bringing Christy Lee Dolls. I'm just sorry, everybody. She's going to be my, like, space lady. I told you. It's like that movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. I think it's called Passenger. They're going away to some distant galaxy in their starship. They're supposed to be in a cryogenic sleep state, but for some reason, Chris Pratt wakes up through some strange accident, some circumstance. And then he realizes that he's going to be by himself for the rest of his life on a spaceship because apparently it takes many natural lifetimes to reach, look, if you're going to one of these exoplanets in a distant solar system, it takes like multiple lifetimes. I mean, a good thing in the future they had cryogenic freeze sleep state, like when Han Solo got put into the cryogenic freeze. Well, when Chris Pratt woke up and realized he was going to be by himself, he had a choice to make. Turns out what he did, he woke up Jennifer Lawrence. She was upset at first, especially when she found out that he woke her up on purpose, and that she would have to spend the rest of her natural life with Chris Pratt, just the two of them alone on a spaceship. Well, that's the scenario I picture with me and Christy Lee dolls. Check out the movie Passenger. It's a horrible movie, but it's kind of like my sexual fantasy with Christy. I'm on a spaceship, I wake her up, and it's just the two of us, just cruising through the infinite vastness of ever-expanding space together. Would you be mad at me, Christy Lee, if I woke you up? You might be at first, but I think I can convince you to kind of, come around. I'm just saying. This is the way I think, guys. Let me have it. Let me have my imagination. Please. Rocker Chair coming at you. Who else can Z alienate? I only lost 3 subscribers yesterday. I was going for more. I was going for a lot more. I was disappointed. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I prune the bush a little bit. Candace said I'd come up, but not wanting to sit in the back for an hour. Oh, Cadence. Uh-oh, did I just call you Candace? Oh, now it's really going to be on. Too bad. Too bad. You're welcome, Uncle Rick. I do value your opinion. I do. I'm still trying to evaluate how culted up you are, Uncle Rick. You're one of the few people that tend to walk the line pretty well. Probably because you're an older gentleman. Hey, Music Holds a Secret is there. We didn't get a song line from Music Holds a Secret. I'm just saying. All right, guys, we're well into the second hour. Let's take a little interlude, and we'll come back with the next segment. And guys, like I said, we're not doing 12 hours this morning. We're not doing it. It's too much. Part of me was like, am I even going to come on today? And then I woke up. I was like, yeah, I'm fine. Just come on. How could I not? Let me pull a clip for you guys. And we'll move on. We'll move on. Let's sing along with Nathan. Let's get some music going. It's one of those days when I kind of need the Nathan vibe. Scott 2B said he watches Nathan, by the way, which is an interesting combination. Could you imagine that Scott 2B? We met him yesterday. A lot of you people know him. And we figured out that pound for pound, Scott 2B has more pure tonnage than Paul Enslaved. Scott was kind of wondering. He was kind of making fun of Paul's weight. And I said, wait a second, Scott. Are you really going to go there? And then we did the math. Indeed, Scott 2B turns out has more adipose, more mass, and more weight, more gravitas than Mr. Enslaved. So we figured that out. We learned something yesterday. Anyway, Nathan, take it away. Don't go anywhere, guys. Much love, much love.
This one's for Neo. John. I heard there was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah. 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 Maybe I've been here before. I've seen this room. I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 I did my best. It wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth. I did not come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah. 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 Apocalypse Cabaret.
Thank you, Mr. Nathan Sanders. The golden voice, Nathan Sanders. There he is, everybody. There's certain people that are basically living legends. You know them when you see them. And there's one of them right there. Nathan Sanders. One of God's original prototypes. Much love, Nathan. One of the original prototypes. The chat's calling for Christy Lee dolls to come up to the panel. But we know that's not going to happen. We know that's not going to happen. We would like that. Oh, she says it was Talcott that she's never going back to. I can't quit you either, Christy Lee dolls. I can't quit you. You and I are like involved in some like pseudo-sexual, like fatal attraction, like death spiral. That's what it is, guys. If Christy Lee and I ever got together, it would be, well, it'd probably be messy. It would involve a lot of things. Probably a lot of body fluids. And a fair amount of blood would be counted amongst those fluids. But fluids nonetheless. There will be blood. Christy and I got together. I'm just saying, Christy. Just for the audience to kind of, you know, get in their imagination about that. Look who's here. I Am Asleep TV's back, resurrected. How's it going, I Am Asleep TV? Much love. Coming out of the woodworks. Fucking hilarious. Where was I? I had something I wanted to play for you guys before I get into my next segment. Not you again, Nathan. We love you, but I need to move on. Where is it? So I'm going to start a new segment on the Z Show. I hope you guys like it. I need to find my fucking... Where's my clip? That's what happens when I don't clip things out. In my head, I said I'm going to play this, and then I didn't clip it. Oh, here we go. I'm getting close. So new segment on the show. I need intro music for this new segment. Like I need to find some intro music. But just for now, we're going to say we have a new segment. This segment's called A Moment of Zen with Smith W. And much like the title says, we're going to experience a moment of Zen with our good friend Smith W. Oh, good. Freedom Grower is here, right on cue. You're going to enjoy this segment, Freedom, Dick. I mean, I'm not going to break it down and try to interpret what he's saying, because who can? Look, there's certain levels of genius that can't be interpreted. They can only be experienced. It's like E equals MC squared. You can't interpret it. You can only experience it, because it's really just kind of nonsense. But it sounds nice. E equals MC squared. Like, it kind of rolls off the tongue. It looks nice. You know, it's got a certain something to it. It goes well on, the poster on, some idiot's college dorm room. So much like E equals MC squared, can't be interpreted, just experienced. Smith W's work can only be experienced. So, accordingly, I'm going to introduce a new segment on Z Show. And like I said, it's entitled A Moment of Zen with Smith W. I mean, the title kind of explains itself. Do I need to explain it anymore? I don't think so. I think I'm there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let Mr. Smith take it away.
With my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness. Isaiah 26:9. September 26th, the 269th day. So 26-9 is the 269th day. It leaves 96 days. The Queen died at 96. Kobe debuted in 96. Magic retired in 96. From King Charles's birth to Queen Elizabeth's death, 26962 days. From Obama's birth until tomorrow, 26-9, 22699 days. 26-9 in reverse is 962, the country code of Jordan. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She liked killing babies. From her birth until the Enovid, first oral contraceptive pill, was released, 9962 days It's Golden Bull Sacrifice, like my logo. The 96th day is 4-6, like the 46th president that we have. From King Charles's birth to Obama's birth, 46 days. I must have left out there from the slides that Rihanna just performed at the Super Bowl. She was born 96 days after Obama, or like 962, like 96 times 2. Thought I'd throw this one in real quick for We Seek, We Find from tomorrow until the upcoming eclipse. 195 days. I thought he might like that. We also have 96 days left in the year after 26-9, and 96269 is Armed Forces Pacific Division. Think war. The 57th prime is 269. Strangely enough, that's a zip code. I don't know. You see that there? Seems familiar. Seems relevant. God bless y'all. All glory to the Most High. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Smith W. And God bless you, good sir. Blessings towards you. That might be my new favorite segment. Seriously, that might... There's no need to interpret any of that, by the way, guys. It speaks for itself. Let me... It's only proper that I drop a link for Smith W's channel, because I know there's 2 people out there that were like, yes! That guy's talking my language. We know there's a bunch of gematria people out there. And hey, your buddy Z says it right. He says gematria. I don't say like gematria. Come on. I'm like truth or educated. I know it's gematria. So, I know there's people out there that were like, that's the guy. What's his channel, Z? Give it to me. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to drop the link to his channel for all you guys and dolls out there. It's our friend Smith W. And like if you're into, like, I don't know. Well, how's this? Instead of what you're into, if you're not into homosexuality, if you're not into the Obamas, if you're not into rational thought, then he's your guy. So anybody who meets those characteristics, there he is. He's right here. I was waiting for you, Smith. He said, hey, thanks for playing my video. It's all pointing to the eclipse. Not only, Smith, are you welcome, I'm going to thank you for your video and your research, because you may be my new favorite truther. Well, second favorite. Everybody knows my first favorite truther is Svetlana. We all know that. Who was on Brian Staveley's show a few days ago. P.S. If anybody wants to go check that out, Brian Staveley at Dose of Reality. Shout out. He did an in-depth interview with my #1 all-time truther, Svetlana. Don't miss it, everybody. I'm inclined to go pull it up and grab the link if I could do it and talk and everything at the same time. Ruled by Saturn was a great show. Was it Ruled by Saturn? I missed it, but I have it on my saved list, so we'll see if I watch it. I want to. Yes, Snafu wants the link. Okay, Z's going to find the link. The only problem is with Stavely deletes a lot of his fucking shows. Yeah, so I went to his main channel. Brian, if you're here, feel free to let me know where to find it. Brian watches sometimes when he's not, like, you know, when he's awake this time of morning. If somebody else can tell me where it is, because I'm on Brian's main channel, it's not there. YouTube fucks with him big time, and he's got like 5 channels, so I'm just saying. How did I get on that whole thing? Oh, yeah. I went from Smith W. being my second favorite truther to Svetlana being my first. Graffiti Tattoo says, Z, it's not nice to make fun of retard. Oh, Smith is giving us some more Zen in the chat. Smith, I can't go down your rabbit hole. It'll bring me too deep. I'll fucking short circuit if I try to go down your gematria rabbit hole. I don't even want to read the stuff you're saying in chat. I'll let the listeners do that on their own. Ruled by Saturn. If you could let me know where it is, I'll drop the link for that. Because I know right now there's 10 people listening that are going to watch the in-depth Svetlana interview. So I just can't find it. You know. Man, there's some people really going at it in the chat. Christy Lee Dolls is on fire. Christy Lee Dolls, is there any chance you'll come up and talk to us this morning? Just your voice. Can you put a yes or no in? You may break the internet if you come up. The entire Z family is waiting to hear from Christy Lee Dolls. Guess what? Z's heard Christy Lee Dolls' voice. I'm going to give you a, she says no. All right, so let me paint a picture for everybody out there. If anybody knows the actress, Andie MacDowell, I believe her name is, that's what Christy Lee Dolls sounds like. She has a southern accent. So I'll let you guys put the pieces together on that. I'll let your imaginations run as wild as mine tends to do. I'm just saying. All right, that's enough. Let's move on. She said, I'm not playing your little mind games, Z. Christy likes to be in control. She doesn't like to relinquish control. Not easily. You need to wrestle it away from her. You know? Hey, guys, don't listen to what these ladies say. They say they want a gentleman. Hey, if there's any younger guys out there, Yeti Life, are you listening? I think you're a younger guy. Are you still listening, Pineal Power? Pineal Power listens in secret, stealthily. You younger guys, women are going to tell you a bunch of stuff. That's right. Cadence says, yeah, listen up, Cadence. Oh, you ladies. You're going to watch all the ladies revolt in the chat. Yeah, all right. Yeti Life's here. This is for you, Yeti Life. Ladies are going to tell you a lot of things. They're going to give you a bunch of, they're going to basically paint a narrative about what they want. Yeah, Bear Jew's already laughing. What they want, what they need. But just remember, what they need and what they want are two completely separate things. They're going to say a lot of things because they always have to save face socially. They're never going to say the truth. They're going to say, we want a nice guy who listens to our emotions. And he's there for us when we need him. And I just want you to be there during the day when I'm feeling down to just maybe answer my text message, pick up my call. They're going to say those things. But in reality, the man who responds to those types of behaviors is never the man that they're sexually interested in. You paying attention there, Yeti Life? Pineal Power? How about you, Christos? Can you uncult yourself long enough to listen to your old pal Z? They're not interested in the guy who's going to cater to their emotional needs. Biologically, they're employing what we call in modern times a shit test. Now, they'll have plenty of men in their life that will meet this emotional need that they have. There's going to be plenty of, let's call them beta male orbiters, roaming around their social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and they'll be there with an open ear and open arms. They have plenty of those guys. But that's not who they're really interested in. It's not what really gets them going. It's the guy who's mysterious. The guy who really is too busy for her. The guy that can just kind of take it or leave it. The guy that has kind of multiple sexual options. That's the guy that they're really going to want to spend quality physical time with. And conveniently enough for these women, these modern times, this technology, social media, gives them the opportunity to collect multiple men to fulfill each of these multiple needs. So what you'll find is, like a lady like the lovely Christy Lee dolls and the enchanting Cadence, what you'll find is that they'll have a guy that meets the emotional needs. They'll have a guy that meets some type of logistical need in their life. You know, they'll come over and they'll fix a leaky pipe, maybe mow the lawn. They'll have another guy that maybe helps them out with the bills when they find themselves in a bind. And that guy, he'll catch a little bit of stank on his hang low, but only as payment for services rendered. Yeah, and Chrissy Lee Dolls is laughing because she really knows what's going on. But then there's the guy that's really bringing the goods. There's the guy who's really getting them going. And that guy really doesn't have to put any effort at all. He doesn't have to take him out to dinner. He doesn't have to sit there and watch endless fucking Hallmark Christmas movies during the holidays, cuddled up on the couch with a Snuggie. No. That guy just comes in, and if Christy Lee Dolls was being honest, that guy just comes in. He barely has time to, like, take his pants down all the way. He doesn't even really take down his underwear. He just kind of slides the pee hole to the side. He doesn't even take off his Timberland boots or his backwards Yankee cap. Nope. He just comes in, grabs Christy Lee Dolls, like the dirty little whore that she is, bends her over and takes care of business, and he moves on with his day. So let me ask you, gentlemen, which guy do you want to be? Do you want to be the guy that Christy Lee Dolls calls when she's feeling down and out and depressed? Do you want to be the guy that Christy Lee Dolls calls when she has a leaky faucet or her water heater's broken? Or do you want to be the guy that she calls when she's got maybe a glass or two of wine in her, she's feeling a certain way, and she needs that fire extinguished? I'll let you answer that question. All right. Yeah. Oh, Cadence says it's cringe. Only to you, Cadence. Hey, look, I need a public service announcement for the young men out there. They have to know these things. See, nobody taught a young Zetetic warrior these things. I was like a blind man, like roaming around a dark land. Like I was a blind man roaming around in the dark, like grasping for like any semblance of like understanding when it comes to these things. I had no clue. I was brought up on movies and TV. I didn't know. This is going to help somebody. Why are you ladies so against helping men? There's still going to be plenty of simps out there for you, Cadence and Christy. There's going to be plenty of guys that are going to just do whatever the fuck you want. Let me talk to my guys. Let me save one of them. Damn it. Nobody saved me. You kidding me? All right. All right, let me do my hashtag science because that's what I do around here. I need to get my music first. Some people are here for the hashtag science segment. Like, especially all the flat earthers. God, some of you flat earthers, almost all of you, you're the most uptight motherfuckers I've ever seen. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Globe Busters. But, like, I love you, Witsit. And Dal Austin Witsit's listening to me. But I just love you, Witsit. But I get it, guys. But here's the thing I want to say to you flat earthers. Once you've, like, worked it out and you kind of know what the deal is, you don't have to, like, keep working it out. You got to loosen up. Maybe I'm saying that. Some of you guys got to loosen up a little bit. You're too high strung. I know from experience. You got to relax a little. It's not good for you. Calm down, everybody. But a lot of you FE people, you come here for my hashtag science segments. And I know I'm kind of like one of you. I can't shut the fuck up about the topic. So many people who listen to me are like, Z, why don't we just shut the fuck up about the stupid shape of the earth? Well, I'm not going to shut up about it. Somebody's got to talk about it. You got Cadence over here. She's listening to Eric Dubay videos now. You should be thanking me, flat earthers, for my weird, eccentric style. Because I'm bringing ladies like Cadence into the flat earth community. That's right, Andrew B. Thank me later. 3 people just got that inside joke. Oh, by the way, I'm on the topic. There was a new... All right, I got to switch gears a little bit. There was a new Murder Dome episode dropped. We haven't seen James from Grounded Extract in a long time. Let me promote the new Murder Dome. There it is. 15 hours ago, Welcome to the Murder Dome was released. I'm not going to play the whole thing, James. I'm going to claim fair use on this one. I'm going to promote your shit. How pissed off is Rose 777 going to be with me? Who wants me to promote the Murder Dome, guys? Let me go to my chat. If the chat says no, I'm going to say, Ruled by Saturn says he watched it already. Yes. Special Case said he's hilarious. I don't know who she's talking about. Maybe she's talking about. All right, let's quickly promote the Murder Dome. Hold on. Let me drop his link. RT wants me to do it. I trust RT. RT, you may indeed be my most trusted chat advisor. Right behind Bear Jew and Freedom Grower. Let me promote the fucking Murder Dome for all you guys and dolls out there. I'm not going to play the whole thing, James from Grounded Extracts, but I am going to promote the Murder Dome because I think it's worthy of promotion. I'm claiming fair use on this. You know, for educational and comedy purposes. Not Thunderdome, G. G. Top G. Stop being such a globetard, Top G. You're the definition of a dumb globie. Stop it, Top G. I mean, I like you and stuff. But you're a dumb fuck. You're like a dumb Midwestern, like, farmer fuck. And I don't mean farmers are dumb. A lot of them are smart. But I just mean you, who are a farmer and from the Midwest, are dumb. Like, you're dumb. Like you said, I think the earth is flat. Right. But I like you, G. I like you. But you're kind of stupid. Let's drop in on Grounded Extracts. We're just going to play segments. I haven't watched it yet. But we're going to bring you into the whole James thing. Let's play it.
2.
Oh, we've got skits now. Why am I laughing already? I don't know why. Oh my god. I can't. I'm just gonna. Oh my god. Alright, I gotta skip ahead. I'm not gonna fucking blow James's whole spot up here. We're just gonna do previews. I'm just promoting it.
God damn, screen timeout setting, bro.
I can't with this.
I gotta change my settings. So I spent the weekend with LaFlash. Yo, LaFlash is back today, bro. He let me some clothes. I stayed with him and I didn't bring my shit. So yeah, LaFlash was very kind to me. Yup. Give me some clothes, some reading material, shit. And I came right.
I don't know why, James, but my favorite part about your setup is the hot sauce. I don't know why. The hot sauce, that's Sarah's fucking flat earth hot sauce, gets me every time, dude. I don't know why. What's with the seahorse? Oh no, this is a troubling. Was this a troubling Tribune? Let me think.
You fucking get it, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh, like he always gets it. You should change your name to.
The only thing is, James, I don't know, maybe you didn't want to go there, or maybe you already had some of these skits worked out in the can, but if you did, and this is gonna, I'm sorry, I don't want to offend certain people, but if you did the troubling Tribune, like from the penitentiary, from the state pen, like that might be too hurtful. I don't know, like if you did. I shouldn't be doing this because like half my audience has no clue what the fuck I'm talking about, but I just couldn't resist. Unindoctrinated likes it. Commercial sound the video watch. He said the Murder Dome was brutal. James threw all the punches. Did he do trifling Tribune from the state penitentiary? I'm just wondering. And commercial sound the video. Was there a Mrs. Tribune in this? I'm just asking. I'm not going to spend too long on this guy. I just had to fucking just check this out because I haven't seen it yet. Three Fingers is laughing. Have you watched this yet, Three Fingers? Oh my god. Hold on. I'll put the link for James's thing in the chat. Just gotta, let's see what else he fucking has on here. I was go through this. The fuck is he doing, man? Like, James, what are you doing, dude? You're insane, dude. Oh, is this a Flatman X one? This is probably my favorite segment that he does, is the Flatman X shit.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. Did you? You did. Okay. I heard that it was Masala produced. Yep. I heard that it was Elite produced. Oh. I'm just on camera. I don't do any of that shit. Yeah, you wouldn't know. I don't know about any of that. All right. He actually wouldn't.
What happened to you, Flatman? Flatman X was like pumping shows out. You don't see him like doing shit anymore. I know it's tough, Flatman. You do a show, people show up. You do another show, then like the same people show up. Then you do another show, maybe like 5 more people show up. Then another one, it's like 10 less. It's hard, Flatman. I get it. You just got to fucking do your shit and move on, and just people watch it or not. Maybe I'm projecting on you, Flatman. But he was doing some shit. Now you don't see him much anymore. A bunch of Trouble and Tribune stuff in there. I don't see any Karen Bisa. I'm going to request, James, if you end up watching this, that you do a Mrs. Tribune. I think we need to bring her into this. She's now running the Troubling Tribune channel, Mrs. Tribune. She doesn't quite get the same numbers that her husband Skylar was getting. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine why. Maybe because like she's not a real flat earther and he has a flat earth channel. I don't know. I can't imagine why. Like, the channel's not getting the same traction. When you have a really good flat earther like Skylar, who kind of knows his shit, and then his wife kind of fills in, who seems to be kind of like a flat earther by like injection. And I have proposed that recently, that we like, instead of like flat smacking, we can flat fuck, because it's possible that you could fuck the flat earth into some of these bitches, which I'm considering with Cadence. Like, Cadence, go ahead, still watch all those Dubé videos, I get it, but we're going to really try and experiment, and we can see if I could fuck the flat earth into you. So is it possible that Skylar fucked the flat earth into his lovely wife, Mrs. Tribune? Possibly, but probably not enough for her to carry the show. Just saying. God, I say weird stuff sometimes. Sometimes I say stuff, and as I'm saying it, I'm like, that's fucking weird. Where did that come from? Bear Jew says, Bear Jew's like, wow, what a concept. Hey, Bear Jew, think about it. It makes being a flat earther like a whole lot more interesting if we could just fuck the flat earth into people. Like, guys, like, I'll be saying things, but then I'll be like watching myself, like observing myself saying it from some third party disjointed perspective. And as I'm saying it, I'm like, God, that's fucked up. What's this TL Stock says? I don't think it works that way, but I'm going to try. Exactly, guys. Give it a try out there. see if it works. I got to stop. How did I go down this? All right, let me go. I got to do hashtag science, everybody. Come on. Let's get it together. This is a serious show. Get it together. Oh, I should just retitle Z show, like how to lose friends and alienate people. Like, oh, God forbid. Oh, okay. Let's get back to it. Come on. Just oh, I hate when I lose it on air like this. Oh, I start to. All right, I'm gonna get a hold of myself. Yes, I'm spiraling. I don't know. James makes me laugh. He gets me. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, stop. All right. Hold on. All right, stop. Oh my God. I can't get it together. I'm losing it. All right. Hashtag science, everybody. Hold on. Let me start playing my music. That'll get me in my hashtag science mood. Oh, God. That's fucked up. I'll go check out James from Grounded Extract. Let me drop the link in again. James, why don't you come visit me at my show? What's wrong with you? What's going on? Oh, fuck. All right. Hold on. All right, breathe. Woo! All right. Come on, John. There's a bunch of people here. They're here for a show. All right. Let's get it going. All right.
Really?
All right. Come on, music. Save me. My music needs to save me. Okay. There it is. All right. Just like that. Yes. Welcome. Welcome For any newbies to a little segment we like to call Hashtag Science, where Z reads you all the latest articles from the science magazines. Well, it's not like real science. It's not like, like science, the method. It's not like, the empirical method. It's not like about like observation, measurements, experiments, repeatability. No, it's not that kind of science. It's not real science. It's hashtag science. It's like, no, it's science because, somebody in a white coat told you it's science. It's like science because, you have to go spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars and get a bunch of education type of science. It's that type of science. Bullshit. So today's article isn't like hashtag science as such, but it's about a man who's like involved in like all this like supposed scientific stuff, like going to space and stuff. And his name's Elon Musk. And I know like a lot of people out there, like they've heard of this guy. Almost everybody knows who Elon Musk is. They've at least heard of him, but most people kind of think he's like super genius. But Z keeps telling you that maybe he's not a super genius. Maybe he's like just kind of a fucking moron. Maybe he's just kind of like a puppet that was placed into some degree of prominence to deceive you. I don't know. That's just like what I say sometimes. But like everybody else is going to tell you what a genius he is. Oh, Z fucked his music up. I guess I'm the idiot. Still smarter than you, Elon. Just saying. I don't care if you're bringing everybody to Mars and you've done 8 trips with your company SpaceX to the ISS and back. I don't care, Elon. But anyway, let's read this article about Elon Musk and, like what he's up to. Fortunately, I can't get my music to loop. I mean, there's plenty of content creators that loop. I know plenty of content creators that can't stop looping. They're stuck in an eternal metaversal loop. But unfortunately, although some of you people never shut the fuck up, I can't get my music to loop. I actually wanted to loop. Let me kill the music. We're going to try that again. Don't make me shut down my YouTube. I will shut it down. I need my music. The music needs to loop, not the content creators. Though some people say Z's the real looper. You can say it all you want. It's just like your opinion. Let me pull it up. Come on, hashtag music. Don't let me down. Dave Weiss uses the same kind of goofy music on his videos. So you could say I stole this from David. Not intentionally, but this like goofy music used on like every other fucking TikTok video. It's called Spinning Monkeys, anybody who wants to know. It's called Monkeys Spinning Monkeys. Which is appropriate for my hashtag science, because apparently we're a bunch of monkeys on a spinning ball. I wonder if a flat earther made this. It's called Monkeys Spinning Monkeys. So I guess we're all a bunch of spinning monkeys. All right, I think my loop is working now. There we go. Now I can do this segment. All right. So let's get into this article. This is going to be about Elon Musk. Now, like I said, a lot of people think Elon Musk is like super genius, but he's been telling you he's probably just like a fucking clown. Hold on. You guys can't hear my music. I can hear my music. There it is. So let's read about our friend Elon. This article's entitled, there we go, as I'm working out my technical issues. Elon Musk passed out after drinking vodka in a meeting with Russians to buy rockets because he was hungover from partying in Paris. Wow. Which is interesting because, I don't know, like when I picture like a super genius like Elon Musk, I would just imagine that he's like constantly like working away at his business, at his craft, and his engineering plans, that he's like constantly dedicated. Like, they give us those stories about, like, Steve Jobs, who was apparently, like, a fruitarian and worked constantly and was, like, obsessive. I'd imagine, like, that Tesla guy, if he even existed, was like, probably just, like, always working, dedicated, discovering, experimenting, building, creating. That Edison guy, I'd imagine he was kind of, like, locked away in a room, like, creating a bunch of shit. But not Elon Musk. Apparently, he's drinking vodka and partying in Paris. Kind of seems like he's, like, fucking his brains out. He's got all these kids everywhere. But maybe Elon's just, like, such a super genius that he doesn't really have to work at what he does. He's just so smart that he could just drink vodka all the time and party in Paris. While at the same time, like, lead the space race. And Elon Musk, it's not even low Earth orbit. He's already achieved low Earth orbit. That's nothing for him. He could just head to the space station anytime he wants. He's got his eyes set on Mars, everybody. And he does it all while basically being a drunk Lothario. Yeah, Flow State, I gave you another word to look up. Lothario. Anyway, let's get into it. Here it is. Elon Musk once passed out during a Moscow meeting in which he had several shots of vodka. Walter Isaac's new biography of Musk says. Uh-oh. Could you imagine? You're Elon Musk, you're in a big fancy meeting in Moscow with a bunch of oligarchs. I don't think you'll have to look that one up, Flow State. You probably know what oligarch is. And just a couple shots of vodka and he passes out in the middle of a meeting? How embarrassing. But he's a super genius, so who cares? He probably passed out, had like some kind of fever dream, woke up, and invented SpaceX. Let's continue. The SpaceX CEO told Isaacson that before founding the company in 2002, that was a while ago, that's like 21 years ago. Damn, Elon, you've been at it for a while. He instead wanted to launch a mission that would inspire public interest in space exploration. His first plan, called Mars Oasis, involved sending a greenhouse to Mars. Wow. So 21 years ago, he wanted to go to Mars. God, that was before we're even, like, you know, thinking about going back to the moon with Artemis. Like, I think the space shuttle was still in existence back then. Remember that hunk of junk, the space shuttle? That in no way was like kind of like a big, like, I don't know, like a helium-filled balloon. Not the space shuttle itself, but that rocket launcher seems to be. I don't know. I'm just saying. What do I know, though? But hell, even that long ago, he was planning trips to Mars. He wanted to build a greenhouse on Mars. Cool. I like that, Elon. I would have went more for like the, you know, like other versions of like Martian like settlement. Did you ever see that old movie Total Recall? Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's what I want. When I picture like settlements on Mars, I picture like the Total Recall version of it. It kind of seemed cool. Dystopic, but edgy. Remember that one chick? She had like 3 breasts. The 3-tittied Martian whore. That's the Mars civilization that I'm looking for. I'm not interested in a greenhouse on Mars. That's boring. Greenhouse? I want the Total Recall version of the Mars settlement. Come on, Elon, get on that. Anyway, let's continue. So Musk recruited a rocket engineer named James Cantrell, and along with Adeo Rossi, the founder Institute CEO, who Musk's former college housemate. AI ChatGPT software program that wrote this article. Maybe do better next time. So let me try again. So Musk recruited a rocket engineer named James Cantrell, and along with Adeo Rossi, the founder Institute CEO, who's Musk's former college housemate. Oh, that's a mouthful. They arranged a business meeting with a group of unnamed Russian businessmen to negotiate buying rockets. Oh, interesting. So it's funny. Instead of just like, you know, getting some engineers to kind of design some rockets instead of like working with NASA, like apparently you're doing now. Back 21 years ago, when this Elon Musk was first getting started, his plan was to meet with a bunch of Russian oligarchs and to seemingly buy some black market rockets. This sounds less like reality and more like some type of like science fiction novel. Like I said, Total Recall, anybody? I mean, I don't know. If I were trying to plan like a civilization on Mars, I'd probably like sit down with some MIT people, recruit some ex-NASA like engineers and stuff. But no, it's not what Elon Musk did. He just got wasted on vodka with a bunch of Russian oligarchs to try to buy some black market rockets. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. Maybe it makes sense to some of you guys. I'll continue. The journey included the stopover in Paris, Isaacson wrote, where late night of partying left Musk ragged upon arriving at the Russian capital. So he was wasted the night before, shows up in Moscow and decides to drink some more vodka. I guess if you're a super genius, you can do all that. Let's continue. Then in the back room of a Moscow restaurant, the lunchtime meeting involved small bits of food interspersed with large shots of vodka. I'd imagine a Russian lunch would probably be something like that. Although I don't know what they eat in Russia. Are you here, Svetlana? Can you let us know what Russian food's like? I'm not sure. Let's continue. The Russians also gifted the trio a bottle of vodka, each with custom labels showing pictures of each recipient on Mars. Quote, I calculated the weight of the food and the weight of the vodka, and they were roughly equal, Musk told Isaacson. And then in the biographer's words, Musk, who was holding his head up with his hand, passed out, and his hand slammed into the table. What an interesting anecdote. This is how Musk got started, everybody. Just a genius in a room with a bunch of Russian mafioso planning a trip to Mars. Again. I mean, I know they remade Total Recall with that Colin Farrell guy. Wasn't quite as good as the original. But if you're going to make the movie Total Recall again, this is the storyline right here. It has to start out with a drunk Elon Musk. Super genius, drinking vodka, passing out. Let's continue. Back in January, Musk said he disliked the taste or effects of most alcohol. Well, that makes two of us, Musk. I'm not really a big alcohol guy myself. But if I am going to drink the hard spirits, it's rum. Not vodka. But expressed a preference for red wine. I could do the red wine too, but I'm Italian, Mr. Elon. I like the real sweet Italian wine. It's called Dago Red, if anybody wants to know. It goes really good with some Manigot. Yeah, I say Manigot, not Manigotti. Let's continue. I digress. I do that sometimes. The billionaire was also pictured drinking from a wine glass at a FIFA World Cup final at Qatar last year. And in 2017, Musk tweeted a little red wine, vintage record, some Ambien, and magic. Wow. So, you know, he's a super genius, but he's just like us guys, you know. I mean, this is totally like not like a completely like fabricated, made up article that they place in front of us to kind of humanize Elon Musk, to endear him to us. So anybody can go to space and anybody could be a space explorer. Even a guy who drinks vodka, red wine, and takes Ambien. I took Ambien once, guys. I didn't go to sleep. I don't recommend it. It kind of gets weird. It kind of gets a little weird. Let's continue. After the Moscow incident, there was said to be another unsuccessful meeting on the trip before Musk returned in early 2002. Isaacson wrote that Musk thought he had struck a deal to buy 2 Dnepr rockets for $18 million, but that the sellers actually wanted $18 million for each. Ooh! Must have been like, you know, some kind of communication issue due to like the language barrier. He thought he was getting both rockets for $18 million, but they wanted 18 each. Why is Elon buying black market rockets? And here's another question. How are there even black market rockets? I don't understand. None of it makes sense to me. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, I don't know. I always thought like science involved certain things and engineering involved like, certain steps. But apparently, no. That's like a James Bond movie or like a Mission Impossible. And I'm going to say it right now. If they ever make the Elon Musk movie, I want Tom Cruise to play Elon Musk. I think he could do it. Make the movie quick, Tom. He's not getting any younger. But there's no one else to play Elon but Tom. I'm just saying. It's a good thing that Elon kind of progressed. He went from buying black market Russian rockets left over from, the Sputnik era, apparently. Did you really think that those Sputnik rockets were going to get you to Mars, Elon? Like, was that really going to happen in your mind? Kind of weird. Kind of strange. But at least he progressed to that, to like where he is now. Where he's basically contracted with NASA, and his company, SpaceX, is basically the new NASA shell company. Because like I said before, hey, who needs NASA? NASA's kind of like a pain in the ass for all these controllers because NASA's still a public entity. NASA could be audited, as our friend Nuba tells us all the time. Audit NASA. But you can't audit SpaceX. Not at least publicly. I'm just saying. You've come a long way, Mr. Elon. You've come a long way. I salute you. You're the new paradigm. The American dream. Let's continue. And when Musk pushed back, they apparently upped the price to $21 million each. Hey, Musk, that's what you get. You don't want to try to strong arm a bunch of Russian mafioso oligarchs. But you did it, Elon. Thus contributing to the mystique that is Elon Musk. I mean, this is all real, guys, of course. I mean, they're not just painting a narrative, a picture of Elon. They're not trying to make him like a pop cultural icon. No, this is all real. Elon Musk is going to get us to Mars. And he's not a geek, he's not a nerd. He's hashing it out with hardcore, pipe-hitting Russian mafia dons. Come on. Give me a break. This is all real, guys. This is all real. Let's finish out the article. When Musk pushed back, they apparently upped the price to $21 million each. Cantrell told Isaac the Russian business people then taunted the SpaceX founder, saying, "Oh, little boy, you don't have the money?" I don't know, guys. Now, who knows? Maybe this is a real story. Maybe Elon Musk is exactly who he's presented to be. I mean, he's kind of like Bruce Wayne at this point. Elon Musk is like the real-life Batman. He's a billionaire. He's a playboy. He's a genius. He's an inventor. He's got a bunch of cool gadgets. Gadgets that are like rocket-powered and fly. That are like defy convention. That's right. Yeah, Joe, our Iron Man. He's like Batman, Iron Man, all in one. Remember Iron Man 2 when he was messing with that Russian guy? Maybe they took the Iron Man 2 story based off this Elon Musk article. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for the hashtag science segment for the morning. I don't know. I always like the hashtag science segment. It's the music. The music does it. I get to come here and kind of like read you guys what's considered science. I mean, like I said when I started, it's not real science. It's hashtag science. It's guys in white coats. And, things like the industry of the Ministry of Information. Brought to you by your friendly social engineering overlords. All right, where are we? Are we still streaming? We are still streaming. We are. Graphics just says Elon is a turd. Hey, you just summed up that whole segment perfectly. Elon is a turd. That should have been the title of the article. He's goofy. He's weird. Oh, you lovely people showing up. What Z's going to do is he's going to drop the link into the chat, and he's going to invite all you lovely guys and dolls to come up here and chop it up with your pal. There it is, everybody. The link's in the chat. And as we give people time to come up, don't go anywhere, guys. We're just going to take a little interlude. Give people time to, get on up here. Lend their voice to the conversation this morning. And I'll play you something. See what I have for you. See what I have on the docket. On the docket today. If there's no appeal on the docket today, just my own sin. Just my own sin. Oh man, I want to play Nathan again so much. I'm not going to play you again, Nathan. I'm going to resist it. I'm going to resist it. Even though I love you. Even though I love you. It'll be too much. You know what? I'll play this clip. All my flat earthers out there. Hey, Cadence, pay attention. You're on the Eric Dubé vibe? Why don't you watch this? We'll be back. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Come on up. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Much love.
Hello, everyone. Today I decided I needed to get back to what I love, and that's proving that we live on a flat and stationary Earth. I sometimes make the mistake of getting caught up in pointless debates with sellouts and their mindless army of automaton trolls. But I'm back. This new proof of the flat Earth comes from Grota One from a frozen lake in Manitoba, Canada. I strongly encourage everyone to head over to his channel and subscribe to show your support, because he obviously went to a lot of effort for truth here. For this curvature test, Grota One essentially set 4 lights at around 1 foot above the water and ice. He set up his camera at about 8 miles away from the furthest light and 5 miles away from the closest light. The lights were spread out at about a mile apart. At each location, Grota One drilled down to the water just to confirm that he wasn't on some irregular ice formation, and to also ensure that his test was on a level surface. The furthest light from the camera was the red light at 8 miles from the camera. The blue light was at about 7 miles, the yellow was at 6 miles, and the orange light was the closest one at 5 miles away from the camera. You should definitely watch his video where he goes into much more detail, but here he is sitting in his truck at a distance of 8 miles from the red light. Notice that the lights are all on the same flat plane. There is no earth bulge and no physical globe horizon. Next, Grota One lowered his camera to only 12 7/8 inches above the surface. At that small elevation, the globe horizon would have to be closer than 1.27 miles, and the furthest light, the red one, should have been 29 feet below the horizon. That's taking into account the 1 foot height of the light. Notice how the lights are all on the same flat plane. There's absolutely no supposed bulge here. And if there is no curvature on that frozen lake, then there is no Earth curvature anywhere. Look at the red light. That light should be 29 feet below the horizon. It's just amazing that they got away with this lie for so long. Finally, Grota One brought his camera down even lower to just 5 7/8 inches off of the ice. At this very low elevation, the red light would have to be a whopping 33 feet below the horizon. That's 34 feet minus the 1 foot height of the laser. Without question, the globe fails again. Furthermore, under the official model, the globe horizon would have to be closer than a mere 0.86 miles. There is no globe physical curve here, blocking your view. As Grota 1 demonstrated on this frozen lake, regardless of the conditions, the Earth is observably, testably, repeatedly, and measurably flat. Yes, we were all lied to. Yes, they control our education. Yes, they control our media. Yes, they control our governments. Yes, they control all of our major institutions. But they still don't own your soul and your ability to think independently and to shake off the conformity and to break free from these mental controls. And that is how, with God's help, we can win. And we must win.
Thank you, good sir. That's from a channel called Taboo Conspiracy. Maybe I'll pull up his channel. I highly recommend that you sub to this one if you're even remotely interested in the topic. It's actually one of my favorites. This guy's no bullshit. He just lays down the hard-hitting stuff. Cynthia's here. Cynthia, what happened? You were going to come up yesterday. You going to come up this morning? You've never been on my show, Miss Cynthia. We had a nice conversation on the Flow State channel the other night. Cynthia and I. We had a nice conversation. Yeah, let me try to... TL Stock says, thanks for sharing. Let me try to find the link for that channel. Here it is. Let me drop this in before my phone dies. Again, it's called a Taboo Conspiracy. All right, maybe Cynthia will come up. Yeah, Cadence, I'm going to drop the link right now for you. Cadence, let me ask you, Cadence, are you going to come up and talk to me? Cadence, because I'm wondering, are you furiously studying to become a flat earther because you think I'd be more interested in a flat earth lady? I mean, I'm interested in you, Cadence. You know, you don't have to become a flat earther to get my attention. You get it? You don't have to become one of these weird flat earthers to get my attention. I could probably entertain a good time with you otherwise. Cadence. I mean, would I prefer a flat earther? Maybe. But I'm not like flat earth exclusive. I can entertain otherwise. Did I drop the link? Oh, I didn't drop the link for Taboo Conspiracy. Let me do so. But Cadence, you don't have to become a flat earther for little old me. That might be a lot of work and stuff. And then what would happen after me, you know? After you and I are kind of, kind of do our thing, and then you'd like what? Like be stuck being like a half-baked flat earther? Kind of like Patrick from OTW News. He's a half-baked flat earther. I call Patrick a fino. Flat in name only. Because I put Patrick to the test before. Are you listening, Patrick? Who knows? Maybe you're streaming right now. But I put flat Patrick to the test before. And I've discovered he's a fino. He's flat in name only. You know? Like, yeah, I'm a flat earther. But like, when it benefits me to get subscribers. It's kind of like when Paul Enslaved, like, pretended to be a flat earther because Crow 777 was supporting him and has a lot of subscribers. You remember that, Paul? When you pretended for a little bit to be a flat earther because Crow 777's a flat earther and he has a huge channel who's promoting you. I bet some of my people here remember that. I remember it. You remember? And then when you projected on me and said, "Oh, Z just pretended to be a flat earther for subscribers," you know, when you projected that on me because that's exactly what your punk ass did. You remember that, Paulie boy? When you tried to tell everybody you were a flat earther for subscribers, and then you said Z was pretending to be a flat earther for subscribers. Do you remember that, Paulie boy? I don't know. Just saying. Why are you guys talking about Svetlana? Oh, Slave Thea. You guys are talking about Svetlana, and then you're calling Cynthia Slave Thea. Cynthia, why are they calling you Slave Thea? Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. You guys are weird, man. You guys are fucking weird. I see you back there, Cadence. Why is there two of you? Did you think if you came up twice, I'd be more likely to bring you on more quickly? I don't have any music for you, Cadence. Like, I should have some kind of Cadence music. No, I don't have any. Cadence says they're simple-minded. I don't know much of you, Cynthia. I only know a little bit. So I'm going to reserve judgment on you, Cynthia. I mean, you know. People tell me stuff. Cynthia says, I did not. They believe a lie, Paul said. Well, Cynthia. I mean, did you see my show yesterday? We kind of like covered the subject pretty in-depthly about, believing a bunch of lies that somebody says. Well, she says she's going to come up. Maybe she will. I see you back there, Cadence. Calm down. Calm yourself. There's a tempo. There's a rhythm. And you know that, Cadence. We can't just jump into it. We need foreplay. And Cadence, there's no better foreplay than what I'm about to show right here. Because if you remember, Cadence, the reason you came up originally to talk to your pal Z was because Z played a little segment on his show that kind of got Cadence a little squishy in the panties. You remember that, Cadence? I remember it, Cadence. Let's just remind my audience. I'm going to bring it up. Because I want to get in the mood with you, Cadence. We need to set the mood. We need to set the stage for my listeners and bring it back to what connected us on such a cosmic sexual level. And if you remember, everybody, it was because of this lovely lady, Dr. Kelly. You guys remember Dr. Kelly? Dr. Kelly, are you watching my show yet? Are you here now? It would be weird for you. Dr. Kelly, who we met. Dr. Kelly was on Cadence. You're into Eric Dubay. Now, Eric Dubay interviewed Dr. Kelly. So since you're on his channel, why don't you go check it out? That's how I came across Dr. Kelly. She says she's a flat earther and she's a psychiatrist, which makes her a medical doctor. And Dr. Kelly kind of does some like erotic Celtic chanting online. So Cadence, let's bring us back to our first moment where we kind of became intertwined sexually. Because Cadence says that this moment I'm about to play turned her on. So to get you in the mood, Cadence, let's revisit Dr. Kelly and her Celtic goddess chant. That to me is just almost one of the most transcendent things I've ever seen or heard. Let's play it.
You can begin to feel like the pleasure in just breathing. You can feel like if you expand the breath, like that it moves your body.
Ooh.
like a wave.
Paying attention, Cadence? Come on, everybody. Get into it.
You can see if maybe like a sound wants to come out.
Oh, there it is. And the lip bite. And the biting of the bottom lip.
Any-
Let's do it one more time, but let's really get into it.
Anything. Anything.
All right. All right, Cadence. Did that do it for you? Did that get you there? Did that bring you to the place that you need to be? It brought me there. Like I said, Dr. Kelly embodies the characteristics of the ultimate female goddess archetype. Dr. Kelly, where are you, Dr. Kelly? Remember, Dr. Kelly, I'm taking applications. Flat Earth ladies. Come on, Dr. Kelly. Who knows? But how rude of me, Cadence. I don't want to bring up another lady as I'm about to bring you up, but I don't know. Seems, Cadence, that you find Dr. Kelly as erotically stimulating as I do. I just thought I would do that for the both of us, really. Let's talk to her. Cadence, how's it going?
I can't stop shaking my head. So
Yeah? Why? Because
Yeah.
you're so turned on right now? Like, for multiple
No,
reasons?
because you are insane. That's pretty much it. But,
How dare you? How dare you? What do you mean I'm insane? What do you mean by that?
I don't know. You have a very unique way of presenting your show, the things you present.
So, you said you're into Eric Dubay now. Did you happen to catch the interview where the aforementioned and seen Dr. Kelly was interviewed by Mr. Dubay?
No, I didn't see that one yet.
You got to check
I
that
just-
one out. That may be the best of both worlds for you.
Yeah, I know. That's gonna be the one I'm dying to see, definitely.
That you didn't sound too convincing on that one, but we'll take your word for it, Cadence.
Yeah, you know. Well, I just can't get as into it as you know.
As into what? Flat Earth or Dr. Kelly?
Dr. Kelly.
Gotcha. I'm into Dr. Kelly, but I'm into a lot of things. So, there's that.
You're into a lot of things, a lot of women. You're a playa on these streets.
How dare you, Cadence? How dare you say that about me?
Well, you know that or it's a bit. You do a convincing bit. But I like you anyway. You're okay.
Oh, just okay?
Oh, shut up. Oh my God, here again. Do you ever hear her talking about stuff in private? Has that ever, I know. It's like a foreign idea to you, which is weird. Most people know about that, Z, but hey.
I mean, I've heard of private things, but is anything really private anymore? I mean, come on. Everybody just kind of lives their life out there. We're all just kind of out there, it seems like.
I don't know about that. I mean, I mean, a little, I guess. But like I said, your show is kind of based on going out there, so you're used to it. Not, you know, I just don't usually do that.
Mm.
Mm.
Um,
How's your hammock treating you?
my hammock that I sleep in,
Yeah, that.
it hasn't been getting a lot of use lately. I've just been kind of like not using it.
Where are you sleeping if you're not sleeping? You said you don't use a bed, right?
Correct. No beds.
Just been hanging upside down from your ceiling or what?
No, I've just kind of been like sleeping on the floor. I sleep on the floor a lot, Cadence.
Aww.
So if you and I were to, you know, maybe spend some time together, would you be okay with, you know, the floor and stuff, or what's up with that? You okay with that?
It might help my back to sleep on a floor, actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see it. Looks like fun.
I mean, I have like a mat down. I don't sleep like directly on the floor. I put like a little soft kind of cushion. I'm very primal like that, Cadence. I'm very in touch with like my base animal like nature, if you know what I mean.
I can tell. Yep.
Yeah, I'm embracing the whole thing.
Heck yeah, do it. You do you. Whatever works.
Yeah. Oh, I have another guest in the back. If I let up another lady, are you gonna get jealous, Cadence?
No.
Oh, I want you to be jealous, because Cadence, because you were commenting in the chat when I was speaking before. Do you disagree with me that jealousy is actually a turn on for women?
It can be, but it depends how much jealousy or how it's like exactly what is being presented to make you jealous, you know?
Wow, it's the same thing from you ladies. It's always, well, it's this, but not too much. I want you to be like, I want you to be aggressive with me, but not too much. I want you to be sensitive, but not too much. I want you to work a lot, but not like too much. You know,
we're very complicated creatures. You know this.
complicated is one word. Insane's another I could think of.
I can think of, yeah, same word for you.
Right. That's why you ladies really have no business doing the stuff that you're all out there doing. You know, like voting.
Listen, don't put me into the category of you ladies. Do not put me in that category. I am my own, you know.
You're not a woman?
I am my own person. I'm a woman. I'm not like all the ladies that you're bundling.
Well, let me ask you. Do you vote? Do you vote?
Hell no, I don't vote. Hell
all right.
no.
Well, good, because you shouldn't. Do you drive?
Good. Do
you drive? Of course I drive. Do you?
Yes, I drive.
Well, you shouldn't. You guys are all dangerous behind the wheels. You're distracted. You're emotional.
My roommate would totally agree with you. My roommate would be like, just, you'd hit it right off.
How did I guess? You guys are a fucking public hazard.
Oh my God, you're horrible. He's always like, watch the road, watch the road, watch the road. It's like, dude, I've been driving this vehicle forever. Have I had any issues? Yet he always acts like every day I could go out, look down at my phone, and we're going to have a fucking accident. It's like, quit jinxing me, dude.
That's right. Like Freedom Grower says, you have qualifications, mostly making sandwiches. You know?
Fuck off, Freedom Grower.
You love Freedom Grower. You even like his music.
I do. Actually, I do. I really do like him. That's for sure.
Let me ask you, if Freedom Grower wasn't, you know, like a married guy with like kids and family and stuff, would you entertain an experience with our friend Dick?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought so. Yeah. So besides Z, I'm number one, obviously, and Dick. Which other men of the metaverse would you fancy a good time with?
How does this happen? Like, I watched your insane show for a little while. You talk about girls, blah, blah, blah. But I've never seen a girl get up here and you be like, okay, like ask them all these questions about this, that, what you want to do this way. So you're making me a little I'm nervous. I don't know how to answer that question.
All right. Well, let's
Not used to this.
let's bring up Cynthia. That way, you're not on the hot. You're not in the
Yeah,
hot seat. And
please,
let's
please.
let's see how jealous I could make you, or maybe I'll just
Oh
make
my gosh.
Cynthia jealous. Maybe I'll use you to make Cynthia jealous. Maybe that was my plan all along. I work
Maybe.
like that.
Well, let's do it. Let's add something else here because I'm not answering these questions on here. Go ahead.
All right. Let's bring her up. Cynthia, welcome to Z Show. How's it going?
Good morning. What time is
Cynthia. Good morning.
Candace. I don't think I've ever spoken to you. What time
No.
is because this is like 7:43. This is so early for me.
Well, you're up and at 'em.
Here. Yeah.
I'm
Pipe
not up.
down,
I'm
Cadence.
up
Speak
at
when
'em.
spoken to. There's 2 women and a man. Who's gonna speak and who's not? Learn your role, lady.
Fuck off.
Let's make a sandwich with Z, and Z can be the middle.
He's the boss, Cynthia. Yikes.
Is
man.
he? I don't know much about
No,
Z.
no. I was kidding.
I don't know much about Z. What can you tell me?
Well, I can tell you that there's some people
from the other lady.
I love it. Not you. Down boy. Anyway.
I'm gonna shove you, Cadence. You need to learn when to speak and when not to. Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
Cynthia, some people are telling me that you have the best hair in the metaverse.
I haven't even brushed it. I literally wake up, take my dog out, and then go back to sleep until 10.
Well, maybe that's why you have that tussled look. Guys like that tussled look. Wind blown. It kind of has the whole vibe to it.
Is Cadence back? Hi, Cadence.
She's
Hi,
back. We're
Cynthia.
training her. I train my ladies.
We got a bully. We
Takes
got a
a
bully
while.
on our hands here. So,
I'm in the process of training like 4 of these ladies. It's not an easy prospect being me.
When you shelf people.
So,
Z.
yeah. A lot of my audience, some of my audience is like, "Why is Cynthia up there?" They're
I
calling
know
her
they don't
slave. And all right, give me some background, Cynthia. So I've come across
they
you in
don't
these.
like me.
Why
Your
not?
audience does not like me because
Why
I made
not?
a choice that was best for me and my family, and they're very upset with that. But wow, I'm like,
All right, because they're saying stuff like clutch shot and stuff like that. I'm assuming that's
but
what you're
it's funny
referring
because
to.
I don't know any of them in real life, and so I didn't make the decision for them, but I made it for me and mines. And when I say mines, I mean the people in my life that I love and care about. So I don't know. So anywho.
All right. So part of me, Flow State likes you. Flow State likes
I love Flow State. Flow State's a goat, and as soon as he develops, he is going to be a beast on here. He really is. You too. You and Jack as well. In
You think
y'all's
Jack-
own right. In his
You
own
think-
right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, I might agree on that. All right. So here's the thing. I could go in on you hard about the decision you made for you and your family and stuff, but like, where would that really get us, Cynthia? Like, where are you going to go back in time and not get it? Am I going to convince you that, like, most of that kind of like so-called science is like not really like, okay, like audience, like, where do you want me to go with that? Because I know that's all they're going to focus on the whole time you're up here. You and I both know that, Cynthia,
Absolutely.
right? Well, maybe we can have a rational discourse about it and try not to be like, oh, fuck, I can't, I don't have to be like, fuck you, Cynthia, slave, vaxxed hard, blah, 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 blah. You said you made a decision for your family. Are you ever going to escape this topic on the street, Cynthia? Like, do you avoid it? It seems like you embraced it. You brought it up this morning.
Well, I have to stand in it. I have to stand in it. I have to stand in my decision. And that's one thing that I learned from
But
being.
do you, Cynthia? Hold on. But do you? Even though you made the decision, like, okay, and I don't want to cut you off, but please hold the thought. I tend to do that sometimes. I cut people off.
Let me get a pen and paper. You're going to be.
Yeah, I recommend that sometimes because he kind of does his thing, and then like people are like, "Oh, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say." Are you there, Cadence? Are you learning, Cadence?
Oh, I'm learning.
All right, good.
Cynthia,
All right.
like I said, I was gonna say in the back, she's allowed to make her
Z.
All right, Cynthia, you there? Do you have your pen and paper?
Hang on.
All right. Are you
What's
like
the
titling
date?
it? Are you like notes for Z conversation?
Listen,
Are you like that? Are you like that, Cynthia? Are you?
I make my notes look really colorful and stuff.
Gotcha.
And so
Gotcha.
I got them. First of all, you're going to be in red because I just get the red vibe from you. So let me get my title. Oh, and what's the date today?
It's 9/26/2023.
Got you. Okay.
Mhm.
So, I was cruising the streets yesterday and everybody was telling me about your 12-hour live, 11-hour live, and they were saying how come I didn't come. So that's why I'm here today. So if you want to go on to my personal choice, and we can do that, or we can go to yesterday's live and I can add some fuel to that fire. Cadence and I can talk about you and women issues versus men issues, and we can get more engaged. Like, how you going with the show this morning?
All right. Well, let's just let it flow, and don't call her Candace. She'll flip the fuck out.
I corrected myself.
Candace, yeah.
Corrected myself.
It's
all right.
It's all good. People seem to.
So where were we, Cynthia? Oh yeah, nice back scratcher, by the way. So okay. So you said so you have your notes ready, titled, ready to go, color coded, seemingly. Nice. All right. You had mentioned that you need to stand by your decision, and let's just kind of focus on that statement. Whatever you said, I'm going to paraphrase. Stand in your decision, stand by your decision. But really, let's kind of look at it almost philosophically. Like, I've made decisions in my life that in retrospect were probably not the best decisions. Maybe they were uninformed. Maybe they were hasty. Maybe I based those decisions on certain information that I found out later might have been faulty or otherwise. So can we kind of maybe just both come to an agreement that sometimes we make decisions that aren't the best, but, we did the best we could in the moment? Is that something we could maybe agree on, or I don't know? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just this is in general. Yeah, if we're making a general statement, we can agree to that.
Yeah. So if we're talking about, your decision, your medical decisions over the last 3 years for you and your family, so you said, you're going to stand on it, but I guess, have you explored other information regarding that topic that, may go contrary to the information you had at the time? Or are you just comfortable with the information you had and, move forward with that?
Well, I definitely, again, researched it. It wasn't a decision I came to lightly, but I wasn't the only factor I was including in that decision making. There was a whole nother person. And I don't know if people have had significant others and people that they cohabitate with, and it's not always just about you. Sometimes you have to take into consideration of others. And so I definitely made that decision with a lot of factors involved. And I just don't understand why it's constantly a thing, because I've also had my shots as a child, and we don't bring that up. I've had a single shots. Nobody has a problem with that.
Well, let's talk about that then. Do you feel?
I've been to the hospital.
Do you feel as though, Cynthia, that do you feel as though oh, we just got a pic. We just got a little cammed up of Cadence. So she had her hair up. Let's see you again, Cadence. Come on, I have you up here. Give us a little visual for the guys up there.
No,
was that just an accident? Was that just a mistake? Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Hey, guys, if you want to see Cadence, you can go back maybe 10 seconds. It didn't look bad. I liked you with your hair up. I like the hair up, Cadence. That was nice. I like
it too.
necks.
Yeah.
I like necks and things. There's something about a lady's
huh?
neck I'm into. So let's talk about that, Cynthia. Is the divide that we see in society regarding this topic? Maybe we'll talk about that, because you mentioned it does seem to be a very passionate. People are passionate about the topic. It is a linchpin. It is a fulcrum point in society that I think may be the defining topic of our generation. Here's why. I think it's less about the shot itself and more about what the shot represents. To me, the decision either to or not to proceed with that medical advice highlights the it basically highlights and brings to a head both quote unquote sides of the debate, because it's a physical thing. It's something we can look to. Those who made the choice versus those who did not. It's a hard line divider that seems to have now defined the larger topic around these times. To me, that's why it's so divisive, so controversial, and that's why so many people can't let it go on both sides. What are your thoughts about that? And then maybe we'll go from there.
I like when you said that this is like the controversial topic of our time. This is kind of like the Vietnam War. You know, like, did you draft or did you go or not go? So I never thought about that until you said that. I never even realized this many people would be irritated by it the years later, because there are people in my family who didn't agree with it, but who didn't treat me or have this type of reaction that y'all do. At the end of the day, your body, your choice. That's kind of how me and my people come from. So
right. Well, let's ask Cadence. Cadence, what do you think about the topic?
Oh boy, I don't want to say too much.
So Cynthia, regarding the topic, well, let you let's take a mental thought exercise. Let's role play. Let's kind of go into each other's shoes a little bit, because I think that's often like a valuable practice, is to kind of role play, to empathize.
Do you freestyle your shows?
I'm sorry?
Do you freestyle your shows? Just come up here and just have a topic and just let it go where it goes. Like whatever happens, happens. What do you?
Are you saying you want to battle rap? Do you want to freestyle? I mean, we could do that. We can.
You'd probably. But do you just freestyle them? Is what I'm asking. Or do you have like an outline?
Well, we could try freestyling right now. Let's see where it goes. Let's continue the conversation, but we'll do it with freestyle rap.
Sure.
You know, I mean, Cynthia, you're kind of ethnic. What are you, by the way? You Puerto Rican, Hispanic? What are you? What's going on with you?
I think it's Hispanic. I come from Mexico. I really wish I knew how to flow. It's very early morning, yo. What are we really doing here?
What'd you say? You come from Mexico? You say you're Mexican, Cynthia?
Yes, I'm Mexican.
Nice. All right, so let's try to do the rest of the conversation in battle rap form, right? I'd be like,
all right.
Yo, Cynthia. Yeah. You went, you took the shot. You did it against all advice from your truth of friends. I guess you thought the doctors know more. Metaphysician wants to call you a Mexican whore. I ain't here to play that game, see? Because I'm just about the information for you and for me. All right, Cynthia, your turn. Go ahead.
Hey, guys, yeah.
See, Cynthia, I think you need a booster. Cynthia,
really
hold on. It's time for a
go.
booster. You're caught up. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm stepping on you. Go ahead.
I'm really ready to go. I really don't know why y'all can't let it go. It's something that had nothing to do with you, yo. But here, let's go. You want me to explain to you why I did what I did when I don't even know you? I don't think so. Oh my gosh.
All right, let me try, Cynthia. Let me try
Okay,
it. All right, hold on. All right. Let me get into this. All right. How's this, ready? Cynthia, yo, what's up? Wait, hold on, I gotta get it so it doesn't skip afterwards. Before I drop in.
Twist style.
Drop into my verse. You want me to go Twister? Ready? Hold on, ready? Yeah, let me get into it. You gotta do the first. Cynthia, I'm just wondering, Maybe people are against you because the decision you made goes against their consciousness. Maybe people feel as though that the tyrannical government and the new world order that's really an old world order is instituting a state of tyranny amongst the human race. Many people have lost their jobs based on this issue. Many family members have been divided on this issue. Maybe it's not about the actual shot itself, but it's about the way people feel about it, the way people treat each other about it, and the way we can all come together or be divided about it. Oh, take it away, Cynthia.
Yeah, you killed that. I don't know if I can really follow that. I'll try my best, though. I really don't know how to flow. You talked about the government. I thought about the people I actually know. I thought about their life and maybe what would happen to them if I didn't go. Because love is greater than me, I did what I had to do. Not for me, but for all of those that I knew.
All right, Cynthia. So what I picked up out of this is that
Right.
you made what you felt like was the best decision for you and your family based off your beliefs, your understanding, your knowledge base. Is that basically what we could say about this?
Medical. Like I base this off of other people's medical.
Right. So maybe like other people who are like come at you so hard about this topic, maybe need to chill out a little bit because you know, it's not like you're a bad person. That maybe you just made a decision based off your understandings, and then maybe go ahead.
I just I don't care. I just find it interesting that that's what people are basing their judgment on me on. Nothing else that I do, nothing else that I say matters. So that's just kind of interesting to me. Does it bother me? No. Do I care that people on the metaverse don't like me and have nicknames for me? Which, by the way, Cynthia is and always will be my favorite. No. It's just the metaverse world. It's how it operates here.
Gotcha. And when you asked me if like I plan my show over freestyles, like, is there any way to really plan like, you know, the Cynthia battle rap freestyle regarding
No,
the
that was
Vax topic?
epic, right?
Like, yeah.
We just set the precedence. No, I was just wondering if you do outlines because you know, I work with other shows and we at least do an outline. So I was just wondering.
Yeah. So I have a
listened to
format.
the show yesterday, I think for like an hour. I picked up and I heard you say you've only been doing your morning lives like 3 months, right?
3 months now. I was doing it. I did it for 2 months, like the end of winter, early spring. I took like a 2-month hiatus. And then I've been back maybe since like June, you know, pretty steadily. So I'll give you a sort of a little behind the scenes look here. I format the show in a certain way. Like there's a certain format. So people who listen to me know what it is. I come in and I always start with like a monologue before I turn my camera on. There's certain things I do almost every day. Sometimes it goes off the rails, right? But generally, like if I feel like it needs to go off the rails or it's going in a certain direction, I'll just go with it, whatever my gut tells me. But generally the format is I come in, I do a blah, blah, blah monologue for like maybe 15, 20 minutes. Then I start the show. I do a goofy opening where it's an official opening, right? Hey, welcome to Z Show, yada, yada, yada. And then I greet the chat. And then I greeting the chat may, you know, gives me a chance to kind of chop it up with people, maybe answer some of their questions, do some jokes that may inform the direction of the show after that. Once I greet the chat, I usually have like a topic or two that as I was prepping for the show, I wanted to address, sometimes not. Then I usually at the end of the first hour, I'll take a break, you know, like a musical interlude or otherwise, and I'll go into my segment. That's usually when I have my actual presentation. I'll either do it like I did this morning, if you heard it or not, my hashtag science, where I'll read a science article, or I'll go through some like old school propaganda. So it's the second hour where I do like 45 minutes to an hour of like, you know, like actual presentation, right? You know what I mean? Like we'll study logic, the principles of it. Usually I'll talk about the cosmology, NASA, shit like that, science. Or again, like we'll go over old school propaganda. And then the third hour is open panel. So that's pretty much how I kind of run the show. You know, if you have any questions on that, but that's like my thing. That's the way I do it at this point. It developed slowly over time into that. And it's ever developing. I like the portion that we're in now, like the open panel, because it gives me a chance to kind of bring another element. Part of me does this on purpose because the landscape now on YouTube, I on purpose try to do at least half of my show by myself because I don't want to be one of these broadcasters that's dependent on the open panel. Because as much as I think that's a plus, it could be a huge minus. Because when you got a fire panel that's bringing it, you might have an awesome show, a lot of people watching, a lot of traction, good stuff. But now you're dependent on that panel. If you have a couple of heavy hitters that move elsewhere, move on or whatever, now you see the downside of it, right? Mm-hmm. So I on purpose structure a show that I can run solo. But I enjoy the open panel. I like the open discourse. I like that you came up here today. You and I obviously differ on a fundamental controversial topic of our time, but we can discuss it. I got to get a little bit into your mind, kind of maybe see why you made some of the decisions you made. We can talk. You can see why I make my decisions. I think in these times, people are so caught up in their echo chambers. They don't want to talk to people who think different from them. They want to shame them. They want to fight them. They want to act as though they're righteous. They have the moral and the intellectual high ground. And I think, whether it's engineered or otherwise, this is being played out, not just here in the metaverse, but in society at large. I like open discourse, unfettered, with freedom of speech, where people can actually maybe discuss things, work some things out, and maybe come to a better understanding. Because the reality is, Cynthia, you are always going to be, in some ways, let's say, discriminated against by a certain portion of this population and truther group because of your choices of the last 3 years. But I'm to a point now where, although I understand why there's a divide, I would like to work to overcome some of these divisive issues, because I think the social engineering structure that is shaping society creates these divisions for the purpose of control. So as long as Z is fighting with Cynthia, and as long as Christy Lee Dolls is fighting with Cadence because they both want to get a piece of Zetetic Warrior, we're all fighting with each other. And they get to just go along and they keep running everything and keep being the elite, disgusting weirdos that they are. And we just keep perpetuating the crab in a bucket syndrome that basically is plaguing humanity. So I like the open discourse. Like, I'm into it. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
I agree with you. That was very well said. Sorry.
Nice. I should have said that over the battle rap music.
Listen, is that a thing? I agree. You definitely that's how I found my way over here, was through are we gonna call him Paul? Are we gonna call him Paulina? Are we gonna call him Polly? What are we gonna call him?
Well, I mean, call him whatever you want. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to characterize somebody,
Okay, well, that's how I came to Paulina's channel, was through, I was coming somewhere that opposed my beliefs, and I wanted to learn how to defend. At the time, I wanted to learn how to defend it better. And it's funny to me because I'm also a church-going, Bible-believing, tax-paying woman, but everybody has the problem with my medical decisions, and I thought that everybody would have a bigger problem with my religious beliefs. So I wanted to come over here, much like you were saying, you wanted to meet people who kind of didn't agree with you, but when was opposite of your thinking. So that's how I found Paulina. And when I thought I needed to learn how to defend it more, I realized I needed to learn how to just stand in it more. And what I mean by that is hunker down on why my beliefs and why I do, and be prepared to defend it. My job is not to convince anybody of my religious beliefs, of my medical beliefs, of just my beliefs in general. I'm not here to do that. I would never be vain enough to think that I know better than you how to live your life and you meaning anybody. So that's something that I really learned over here, and I think that is a great, tremendous value to me as being a better, well-rounded person.
Interesting. So it seems like you're saying you consciously endeavored towards some of these channels to refine yourself. So you weren't. It doesn't seem like you were looking for somebody to kind of like support your views. What you're saying is you purposely placed yourself in an environment that was opposed to your views. Interesting. What made you go down that road? What brought you to that point? Is it you're trying to build yourself? You're trying to refine yourself? Because I agree, like the best way to challenge your beliefs and understandings is to kind of put them to the test. Can you falsify your own belief system? Because many of the things I find are based on beliefs. But that's a very interesting point. I never actually thought about that. And it puts things in a different light. So I can appreciate what you're saying there. What's your goal? I always say this to people, in the general, many people will project their goals and intentions on other people, right? So I could easily look at you, Cynthia, and then try to project my goals and intentions all onto you, because I know why I'm on here doing this, doing my show every morning, talking about the things I'm talking about. Like, I have an understanding of why I'm doing this. And it would be easy and convenient for me to project that understanding onto you and to assume that you're doing this for the same reasons. But that's faulty. That doesn't hold up, because there's an infinitude of reasons and motivations for one to come online and present themselves in the way that we seem to be doing here. But let me ask you, what are your motivations for this? Why do you have your studio set up, which appears to be nice?
Everybody thinks that I work every time I'm on the panels. I'm at work, and I now work from home, and I don't have co-workers anymore. I don't have anyone to talk to. Not that I went to work and talked, but we all talk to our co-workers, and so it just kind of being on the panels became a way to just have communication with other people while I worked, and just made my work go by faster.
Interesting.
Right, but I've been on YouTube a lot longer. I produce a YouTube show for another content creator, and when I say produce, that's why I asked you. I was like, "Do you write an outline?" Because he has an outline that he writes to. We have a morning meeting around 10 o'clock every day, and we discuss the current topics. We kind of pinpoint what he's going to hit it with, and then from there he does the research, or he pulls what he's going to use throughout his show. If we decide that it's something current and we can create a video for it, because I'm really an editor, I'll hurry and edit a video for him. I'll get it into his studio because I have access to his YouTube studio. I'll get it into his studio so when he's ready to go, we have everything when his show starts, because he's on a time schedule. And hang on, sorry, I saw a message from Yeti. Yeti, can you? That's awesome, because I'm looking for someone to help me write a script. Anyways, we kind of do that. I respond to his comments, so I know how to kind of put a show. I know sometimes we can come on YouTube and we can have one goal in mind, and as we develop our shows, we see that it's a whole different vibe that works best. So I can understand that, but I never sat on panels before. And I didn't want to go to the show that I worked on and sat on the panel because everybody would be nice to me because I worked there. I wanted to go somewhere where I wasn't known. And that's how I came to Paulina's. And it was valuable. I appreciate the time. I was only up there for 3 weeks. Everybody makes it sound like I was up there for a long period of time. It was literally 3 weeks. In total time frame, I wasn't there every day. And I gained some valuable knowledge, not only about sitting on panels, but how to deal with different communities and people. And that's what all I came for. And I got it was good for me, Polly. I hope it was good for you.
What's the show that you produce? Like, is it like a podcast? Is it like a multi-stream thing?
It's a urban show. It's a urban
What's that
show.
mean? What's that mean?
It's a black show. It's a black, and we talk about.
I don't understand. So does that mean there's white and black shows? I mean,
No,
look,
I
M.
wish- I wish,
M. Davis is here. Does that make my show black? You're Mexican. Is this a Mexican show?
No,
I'm Italian. Is this an Italian show? I don't understand. Go ahead. I see. That's what I do, Cynthia. I ask weird questions like that sometimes, you know, because I see labels everywhere. I see labels and lanes and definitions, and I just sometimes I just go, well, okay, like what does that even mean? Like urban? Like I live like kind of right outside of Philadelphia. Does that make me urban? Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off.
Oh yeah, where are you?
I'm in New Jersey, outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is like kind of on the border of New Jersey. Yeah.
I say urban because we deal with.
You need another booster. You're coughing all morning. You must have not got boosted. Sorry, Cynthia. Sorry. That's bad humor. That's bad humor.
When I say urban, it's dealing with urban topics, black topics, particularly in the rap music. And we'll do a conversation, but then how does this, relate in real life? And then much like you, he opens up the panel at the end, and then there's always conversations about the subject matters. Not so much like by the time it gets to open panel, the subject matter has now turned into a different topic, somehow more relatable to, we'll just say, to the average blue collar worker. And so that's one thing that I like about the Trig, that's the host is Triggerman. One thing I like about Trig show and Flow State show is that they engage in conversation. Now, having said that, unfortunately, from a numbers point of view, from a producer's point of view, that is not great for numbers, great for monetary donations. It's weird.
Tell me why. You know what's funny you say that, Cynthia, is that I find that my show is tighter. The numbers are more steady when it's just me doing my thing a cappella. When I open it up to the panel, you see a difference. And it's interesting that you say that because, well, you tell me why you think that is.
Before I forget, also the part I was listening of your show and you were trying to demonstrate the difference between you have X amount of viewers, but X amount of subs versus Paulina has X amount of subs, X amount of viewers. And you were trying to correlate it into percentages. I totally understand. And I agree with what you were saying about that. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, like, look, we don't even have to make it about me and Paul. Let's just speak in generalities on the subject.
I absolutely agree with what you were saying.
Yeah,
so it's like, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
People like that. People like that feisty energy. I don't know if it was you. It might have been on Flows. We were talking, and there just has to be a balance. Like, people crave that goodness and they also want that because it gets them fired up and it gives them something to be fired up about, and they like to be fired up. People like it, and they actually kind of crave it, I find. And so when you can throw a little chaos in there to get it going, it's always going to help your numbers, always. In your
I look at it like this. See, to me, numbers are one thing, but to me it's about almost an alchemy. I put it like this, Cynthia. So it's like, all right, when you bake a cake, this is a simple analogy. When you bake a cake, there's a bunch of ingredients and they're all different. You have your eggs, you have your baking soda, your sugar, your flour. And the reality is none of those components by themselves are really, palatable. You wouldn't just eat a bunch of sugar by itself. You wouldn't just get a big spoonful of white flour and eat it, or eat a raw egg. But when you mix everything together in the right balance, you bake a delicious cake. You need all the elements in the right proportions. And maybe you're baking a cake, maybe you're baking brownies, different ingredients, different elements, different combinations, whatever your outcome is. But you have to have certain balances. To me, it's an alchemy, much like baking. Baking to me is an alchemy. And I'm learning that streaming is the same way. So you'll hear me trash NASA and go into some conversation about science, and then 10 minutes later I'll be like, being sexually inappropriate with Cadence or something. You see what I mean? It's kind of like all over. But I'm imagining that. And what's the show that you produce with the guy? What's the name of it? We can promote it here. What's his name?
Grown Man Talking.
Grown Man Talking. And you say it's an urban show. So go ahead.
I wish I always tell Flo to come over. I do wish white men would come over there too, because it's usually men talking up there, and it's interesting to hear their different points of views coming from different worlds. And so you can hear the different point of view of a urban man versus a country man versus a city man but they're all black, so they kind of all have the similar foundation. So I'm always like, guys, we got to get a white guy up in here. You know what I mean? Like, that's always in my head, like, we got it. But urban topics don't always appeal to the white market, just like the truther topics don't always appeal to the urban market. But there is one truther on there that would align with y'all's thoughts.
Well, interesting enough, Cynthia, I listen to black truthers. Yours truly, Z, is interested in urban content, and there's one content creator named Bobby Knight that I listen to, and Christy Lee does. Do you know Bobby Knight, Cynthia? Do you know who he? Anyway, yeah, he's always on Bro Sanchez's channel. Christy Lee Dolls likes Bobby Knight. I'd imagine Christy Lee Dolls really likes Bobby Knight. So I was listening to Bobby Knight, and I'm actually Samantha Sweet's laughing. I'm gonna maybe play some. Is this kind of what your show sounds like? Let me play it.
Because we still in this stupid ass.
Let me play it.
You really hold on, eat right. ED. Don't I even I stand on the fact that I don't even conversate with pedophiles. I don't even conversate around pedophiles.
Pretty much exactly what
it felt like that before you came up here, but you up here on what you call it.
Hold on, let me
put your mom on camera then. I'll take her.
Say my daughter. He's like, but no.
Like, I find Cynthia,
it still boils down to individuality. Y'all think
I find Cynthia that when I listen to let's say these urban broadcasts, a lot of these urban folk tend to kind of like talk and scream over each other, like all at the same time. But amazingly, they can all still understand what each other's saying. Like me with my white boy ears, I just hear like a bunch of like blah blah rah rah. You know what I mean? A bunch of hoorah. But they all seem to understand each other. Is it an urban thing that I'm just missing out on, or what's your thoughts on that?
I have no idea, because I'm not urban.
Well, you're Mexican. And the other thing I notice is a lot of Spanish people, like Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, feel very comfortable with using the N-word, even when speaking to black people. What are your thoughts on that? I'm against it. Okay, so at what point did it become okay for Mexicans and Puerto Ricans to be like, yeah, my N-word, yeah, my N-word? Z's against Puerto Ricans and Mexicans using the N-word. I don't think Hispanics should have right to the N-word. I think N-words should be for N-words only. Cynthia, your thoughts?
Well, I definitely use it when I'm with my group of people that I feel comfortable with. But that's been a topic on the show, and Trig actually doesn't care. So it's interesting because some people don't care and some people do. But we didn't have a white guys. It's always interesting. We always have that conversation without a white guy, and it's like we should have a white guy up there. That's what I'm saying. Like we need to intermingle more.
Well, you got Zetetic Warrior here. I mean, I know you're down with Flow State. He's cool and all, but what about your friend Zetetic Warrior? Hello. Need to cross promote a little bit.
Listen, you're a hard nut to crack because you're a nice looking man. You almost have that model look to you, so women are naturally attracted to you. But then when they find out your secret about then they're gonna want to bash you. You know what I mean? So you're a very interesting character. They would love you, Synthetic Warrior. The women would love you because of the way you looked And then they'd be like, "Oh, he just ain't been trained right, girls. We'll get him. We'll get him right."
Cynthia, that's the story of my life. These ladies get a little fat, and they think they could change me, and then they find out real quick that
you're different. You're different. See, Flow State's nice looking, but he's kind of like just cool, and it flows. It flows right. Hence the name Flow State, I assume. So he's got that good quality too, and he's just a cool guy.
Gotcha.
Like, okay, so we talk about people saying the N-word, right? In the true story, when I was telling about Flow State, and I did not mean this in any disrespect, but I said he's just a trailer trash boy. And then Trig was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I like them." You know what I mean? Like, we could look at that as a derogatory statement, but it was meant with love. And it's just, if you understand, you understand, and that's just where we come from.
Well, see, Flow State's got that mix because he's got the, he smokes those cigars. He's in construction. He's kind of like classically masculine, but he's domesticated. He's the best of both worlds for these ladies. I'm kind of like a wild animal.
Yeah, you're wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got somebody in the back that wants to talk to you named DeFreak. Do you know who that is?
No, but it's probably a hater.
DeFreak, welcome to the show. What's going on?
Hey, okay. I was actually wanting to talk to you.
Oh, okay. So do you know Cynthia, or is it just about Zetetic Warrior right now?
Well, it would be about you. I don't know Cynthia. This is the first time I've seen her.
Gotcha.
Hi.
Hey, DeFreak, what's going on? What do you got for me?
Going back to yesterday's show, I don't know how you felt about it or how it went at the end, because I kind of bailed a little bit. But first of all, I want to say that you kind of put yourself in a bad position because you went in there and it was basically 4-on-1. So I don't know how you feel about how it went yesterday, but don't beat yourself up too much because, whether you realized it or not, that's kind of the position that you went into it with. And so that's part of why it probably didn't go so well for you.
What are you referencing? When I went on Benton's show?
Right.
Okay, so your opinion is it didn't go well for me. You realize it's just your opinion, right? You understand that, right, Freak?
I mean, I understand that, but they did they not pile on and basically accuse you of kind of what you are accusing them of, and it seemed like they were kind of ostracizing you while you were trying to basically put what's his name, OTW into a lesser position.
I mean, you're categorizing things in a particular way, and that's the way you saw it. That's fine, but who cares, dude? Who cares, whether I won or lost or looked bad or what's the deal? I went over there to have a conversation with them because I felt as though it was appropriate. Your opinion of the outcome is yours, but you have to understand that's your opinion. Your opinions and your beliefs aren't reality, right? You get that, right?
Well, I mean, I can discern or decode reality as I see it. I was just wondering. Well, let me ask you this: where do you stand right now with any of those people?
What does it matter? What do you mean? Where do I stand? In which way? In which arena? What do you mean? You saw Benton was at my show this morning and Bex, and I'm sure OTW's listening right now. And so was Russ Combs. So the 3 people that you're mentioning, 3 out of the 4 were all at my show this morning. Did you happen to notice that, DeFreak, or no?
Well, I didn't see that part, but
right, you didn't see it. So okay, so hold on. So in light of that new information, how are you going to change your narrative here? Are you or you're not?
No, I'm not, because I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Gotcha. Okay, so continue, please.
So basically, what does it matter is I actually would like to see you getting along with everyone, and I think that there's a whole.
Everybody would like to get along with everybody. You don't have people. You just get along with everybody, DeFreak. You just go about your life, and everything's hunky dory. Come on, that's not reality. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
People have different opinions, different beliefs. People have interests that conflict with other interests. What world do you live in where everybody just gets along all the time and there's no conflict? What are you talking about?
Well, that's not what I'm suggesting, but what I do see is plenty of talent and the different broadcasters, and I see one source of discord that no one seems to be addressing. That's the
All right,
problem.
what
I'm
is
at.
that? Who's the
That's,
source of discord?
That's the old heckle bus gentleman, if you want to call him that.
So wait a second. You're looking at all these YouTube issues with all these different creators, and you're boiling it down to that Wizard is the fucking problem. That's your diagnosis. Is that it comes down to Wizard?
I believe that he is poisoning the well of Paul's spirit, and it's affecting a lot of different people.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. The freak. I'm just gonna. Don't go anywhere. I just need a second, dude. Don't go anywhere, please.
No, the freak was segueing into something.
Oh, I know. Hold on. He's there. I didn't get rid of him, but he's gonna come back up in a second. I just needed to kind of take a moment to just soak that up. I never thought about it. The freak that it's not. It's really like what. Okay, Cynthia. Maybe we can kind of like explore this. That Paul's issues really aren't have anything to do to them. Wizard is really the hand behind the throne. I'm picturing like Wizard with his like he's puppeteering Paul from the shadows. Is the freak onto something? Is this guy onto something?
Okay. From that point of view, no, he is not. But I took it as Wizard is the monkey, though. Like
the monkey.
He is the flying monkey to Paul.
Hold on, but that's not. I know. Hold on, but that's not what he's saying. The freak is presenting a theory that Wizard is the hand behind the throne. Wizard is the man behind the curtain. I want to hear his theory. Look, maybe he's onto something. Maybe the freak knows something that you and I don't. Go ahead, the freak, please.
Well,
I just think that his projection.
Hang on.
Go
Do
ahead,
you
please.
mean like? But I'm saying like Wizard being the flying monkey, and it feeds Paul, like gives him energy to keep going. Like,
No, that's not what he's saying. No,
No,
he's
okay.
saying that Wizard has poisoned Paul's otherwise angelic spirit into the state that we see today. Is that what you're saying, Tafreak? Go ahead. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Tafreak, please.
Well, I believe it is a spiritual thing, and that the anger and the whatever else is being fed into a particular, broadcasting panel is eating Paul up, because I've seen Paul broadcast in a brilliant way, and it wasn't so basically condescending upon other people. But then whenever I see Hecklebus in there, raging, Paul turns into a different person.
Interesting. Wow. Well, let me ask you something, Tafreak. Let's kind of get into your mindset. I'd like to know a little bit more. We know that Wizard is a biblical man. He's very biblically based in his understandings. He at least espouses to be, Cynthia. What's your thoughts on that, Tafreak? Would you consider yourself a biblical man?
Yes.
Do you feel as though Wizard distorts the Bible understandings?
Yes.
How so?
Well, he said, go ahead.
He misquotes it.
Misquotes it. He rages on it. He's schizophrenic with it. He also says, fuck Jesus, but then, could quote Hebrews and then goes back to the Old Testament in some obscure, weird way. And it's all filled with rage. And that in itself is not biblical.
Let me ask you, Tafreak, I don't know how much you've watched me and my content. What's your conception of me and my relationship to biblical scripture?
I don't know what your beliefs are regarding the biblical scripture or anything like that, but I think you're probably, top or second from the top, and intellectually, I think you give the greatest interviews because you ask the questions that are you're spot on with your questioning. There's room for improvement, but I think that you have very high talent, probably top 1 or 2 out of all the ones I've seen so far. And I'm not just trying to, I'm just telling you the truth as I see it.
I appreciate that, Tafreak. And just for my audience, Z does not consider himself Christian as such, but I resonate very strongly with many of the, let's say, understandings presented through Scripture. But a lot of people who listen to me know that they know that already. I appreciate it. Who would you consider number one in this game? Would it be Paul?
No, I wouldn't consider it to be Paul. Let me think about that for a second, because because when you talk about, in this quote unquote game, I guess it would depend on, that particular broadcaster's point of view. Like Paul, his motive and whatever probably directly correlates with how he broadcasts and what he broadcasts. Same with you. Like you're more of an observer, a questioner, like a why person asking why, whereas Paul is more a narrative person.
It's a pretty good take. I think I would agree with that. Two different styles, distinctly different in their own way. I think we both use certain narrative techniques. I particularly use what's called a rhetoric, DeFreak. Not consciously. That just turns out that's my communication style. If anybody wants to look up rhetoric, it's just a communication style that employs certain principles and methods. It's not like I consciously do it, but when I tried to research my style after examining it, it turns out it's rhetoric. Paul's is similar but different, I would agree. Pretty good understanding, DeFreak. Not bad. Go ahead, Cynthia.
Do you think that y'all have different intentions, different goals?
I don't know. I don't know Paul's intention. I don't want to assume to know his intention. Look, Cynthia, I think it's hard enough for people to even understand their own intentions due to what I feel is the strong influence on unconscious and subconscious beliefs on one's thoughts, actions, and behaviors. I think it's tough enough to understand our own actions. To try to discern the motives, beliefs, and intentions of another man, I don't go down that road anymore. But listen, this was a great convo, but I'm going to cut it short because I did a 12-hour broadcast yesterday. We're already overtime today, and I may just die on air in front of everybody, and we wouldn't want to see that. Maybe some of you would. Maybe some of you would think that's great content. It probably would be good content, but let's wrap it. Give me closing thoughts. I know there's so many, we can probably talk for hours and hours, but let's leave them wanting more, Cynthia. There's more in the There's more in the chamber for us.
Played. I think that was definitely well played. Good show. I appreciate you coming on. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
Much love, Cynthia. Get me on one of those urban shows. I need to chop it up with the peoples. Much love.
Indeed.
DeFreak, it was good talking to you. You're definitely interesting. You're well-spoken. And I liked your take, especially because you complimented me. And in my world, that goes somewhere. So what are your final thoughts, DeFreak? Thanks for coming up and give it to us.
Appreciate that. Appreciate your show. Appreciate your mind. Heckle, I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to be heckling you. All right, Heckle? So I just want you to know I'll be around, and I'm a monster in the spirit. So whatever you got, whatever you're doing to sow discord, I'm going to be pointing it out and exposing you. Thanks.
There you go, DeFreak. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about DeFreak. Turns out, seems kind of with it. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with him about Wizard. I kind of like Wizard. I mean, he's culted up and weird and stuff, but I don't dislike you, Wizard. So I'm not going to just agree with what DeFreak said, but he was he presented pretty well there. I never thought about that. Is Wizard the real controller behind the whole thing? I don't know. Not sure. Cadence was slow. I'm not sure what happened there, Cadence. Looked like you kind of could. I don't know. Cadence, we didn't get to hear much from you today, Cadence. It was weird. It's like you kept dropping out every time you went to say something. Flow State, what did you think about my take on you? Is that you, for the ladies, you present that, perfect combination of, rugged masculinity with, smoothed out domestication that these ladies kind of go crazy for. Where me, I'm just more of the raw, uncut kind of dope. I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know. I'm just wondering, Flow State, if you heard my categorization of you. All right, let's wrap it. Got to do a better show today because I didn't go 12 hours of a Spurg session. Just did my show. Yeah, our poll said DeFreak was good. I thought DeFreak was good. I don't have to agree with what he said, but he was well spoken, presented his thoughts coherently, which in this day and age is kind of like a rarity, believe it or not. Somebody else agrees. mRNA experiment, CNT. Oh, agrees. His wizard is controlling Paul. It's a weird take on things. I never thought of that. Yeah, Cynthia doesn't agree, but feels like he feeds. No, I don't think so. I gotta admit, I never thought about it. So Flow State agrees with my take on him. Like Flow State, like, you know, puts this toilet seat down. Where Z doesn't even really shit or piss in a toilet. Like, that's kind of how, like, wild I am. Guys, I've embraced my, you know, my more animalistic tendencies. I'm there at this point in my life. I spent too much time all buttoned up and repressed, wearing like a tie and stuff. Mars Life called somebody a creep. Who's the creep, Mars? Me or Flow State? I could probably agree with both of those. Whether you're calling me a creep or Flow State, I could probably agree with either. But can you clarify for the record, Mitch, who's the creep? Because I'm not going to disagree with you either way. So, or maybe he was talking about our new friend, the Freak. I don't know. I don't want to start getting the laughs again. There was a point in the show today where I just couldn't stop. I couldn't stop laughing. He says Samantha's a creep. Oh, okay, he's talking to Samantha. Gotcha. I don't know Samantha. Samantha's one of those names. She's just a name in the chat. I see her. She seems nice enough, but like I don't have a face or a voice to put with Samantha. I'm not sure. Samantha says you both hate Wizard. See, because a lot of times you guys are talking to yourself, so I don't know if you're talking to me or. Mateo says I poop outside sometimes. Mateo, sometimes. Not often, no. Not anymore, Mateo. I lived on my bike for 2 months when I was a younger gentleman. A lot of my listeners, I don't know, some of you guys know. When I was 21 years old, I rode my bicycle from New Jersey to California. I did a coast-to-coast transatlantic bicycle trip by myself when I was 21. It took me like 2 months, give or take. And I did a lot of pooping outside with that one, Mateo, especially when I hit out west, like the Rockies and stuff. Like once you get out to like Nebraska into Wyoming and Montana and Idaho and Eastern Oregon, there was a lot of you know, pooping in the in the woods. Cadence says, no way, that's awesome. I didn't go through Michigan, Cadence. I didn't go that far north. He said, you have a hole dug waiting. No, you dig the hole in real time, Mateo. You do it in real time. Anyway, guys, we don't want to get too gross here this morning. That's enough. It's enough. We've done it all. Somebody's calling for a Flow State Z segment. He says maybe a little Z and Flow segment. Flow. Well, we had that. Flow was up yesterday. He was doing his thing up here yesterday, and the show's over. I'm not going too far. Not going too far. What's up, Gigi Abby Lynn? She's another one. Gigi Abby Lynn, can I put you on my list of potential metaversal suitors? When you got to meet me halfway, Gigi. I need to make all my other suitors jealous. I'm kind of interested in you in some weird fucking way. But I'd imagine the thing between you and I would be more of that fatal attraction kind of thing, Gigi. Like if I said, like if Christy Lee Dolls and I got together, like there would end up being a lot of body fluids and blood would probably be primary amongst them. I'd imagine you and I would get pretty bloody with each other too, Gigi. It'd probably get a little rough with you, but I'm down for it. Any thoughts on that? London Man's just laughing. The missing link showed up. He said, "Are we conversing?" No, we didn't really go there today, Jesse. Much love. Good to see you. We're ending the show. I usually end around this time, usually before this time, Jesse. We're actually in overtime. I try to go 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a morning show. Come visit me sometime, Jesse. Jesse, you know what's funny? I was listening to on Flow State's channel, this guy, The Missing Link. I had him like pegged all wrong because I know he's like a born-again Christian. Well, I think that's what he said. I might be wrong, but so I kind of had him pegged as this forever Christian guy. But then he was talking about his background. He seemed to have lived a pretty, let's say, like I don't know, somewhat of a debaucherous, like bacchanalian lifestyle, Mr. Jesse. Is bacchanalian the right word? Flow State, there's another word for you to look up, bacchanalian. I think it's appropriate here. I was like, holy shit, this Jesse guy like kind of was like bringing it to the limit. He's living like a Scarface lifestyle or something. I'm like, Jesus, who the fuck knew, dude? I didn't have you pegged for that kind of guy, Jesse, but it turns out. What do you mean, Heidi? What do you mean, bloody hell? What the fuck's that supposed to mean? Stop. Just stop it, Heidi. Oh, man. All right, that's enough. I'm not just going to go on another laughing fit. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. Yeah, Angela. Angela always shows up at the end of the show. I'm ending the show today, Angela. We're not doing another 12-hour stream. It's over. I have a formula I'm using here. I can tell when my audience has had enough. I bring the show to its natural climax, and then we move on. We let the climax dissipate into the epilogue. Right? And that's it. What did Jesse say? He said something. He said, my life has been a roller coaster. That makes two of us, Jesse. It makes two of us. Don't give me the frowny face, Angela. It's not going to work on me today. It's not going to work on me. You're not going to guilt me into continuing my show. It's not going to happen. All right? Just not. All right, let me do my official ending. Let me do the official ending here for everybody. All right, everybody. Thank you. We've come to the end of another Z show. As always, it's been exciting. It's been exciting. It's been a roller coaster, much like our new friend Jesse's life, apparently. But isn't that what life is? Isn't it just a series of moments that we're experiencing? What did our friend John Lennon say? Mr. John Lennon? Life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. Thank you, Mr. John Lennon. Gone too soon, but not forgotten, good sir. Did you really die, John Lennon? Or did they just ship you off into that island that they don't tell us about, somewhere in the Pacific, with Elvis, Michael Jackson, and David Bowie? I want on the island. Are you guys here, like you, Flat Earth Eric, who's apparently constructing an airship to go beyond the ice wall to the lands of Mu, the Anunnaki, and the Iron Republic? I want to board the airship. I want to go to the David Bowie Island, the John Lennon Island, the Elvis Island. I want in. But as John Lennon said, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans. So indeed, it is a roller coaster. It all comes down to the fractal, this fractal reality that we seem to find ourselves in. Where things are represented both in the micro and the macro. So just as life is an adventure, a roller coaster, so is the Z Show. And we come to the end of the Z Show. And if the fates are willing, we'll do it again tomorrow, same time, same place. Much love, everybody. Take care.